Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jake, and this is R26, where we talk everything box, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I want to welcome everybody to the Sunday review show. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know how it go. Shout out to everybody joining me today for the Sunday review show, where we talk about the upcoming fights, the fights that happened this last weekend, the hottest news from the current week, the hottest topics. We review some videos, and then we open up the panel, let everybody get their 2 cents off. So shout out to everybody joining me today in the building. You know, we're gonna let a couple of more people pull up. Let a couple more people pull up. Y'all can see the agenda on the left side of your screen. That's kind of the order we're gonna go in today for today's show. The first thing we're gonna go over is the fight schedule, but we're gonna let a few more people pull up in the building. Shout out to Gert Bird One with the 199 in the super chat. Just showing support to the channel. Shout out to Gerber. Shout out to Gerber back in the super chat with the 199, showing even more support to the channel. Shout out Gerber. And as y'all already know, with every show, the goal is 20 super chats. As of right now, the record has been 30. That's the most that we have gotten so far. So shout out to Gerber already kicking the show off with 2 of those super chats. What did everybody think about the fights this weekend? Next weekend, though, it's a ton of fights going on next weekend. So we're going to have to talk about those fights. We're going to have to get the bet slips ready. Did anybody win any money this weekend? Did anybody place any bets this weekend? And it's crazy. I think it's funny how controversial the Usyk Vero fight, whatever the dude name is, fight. I wasn't even going to watch that fight. Like I was sitting here. I know y'all can see I've been working, getting some things done, working on my channel, working on content, stuff like that. Then, I look in the Discord, somebody like, Usyk getting beat up. I'm like, what? So, because I'm half paying attention. So I'm looking, I'm like, wow. But I don't really think Usyk was getting beat up though. But I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. I'm gonna give y'all my 2 cents about that. We gotta let a couple more people pull up in the building though. Y'all make sure y'all punch the like and subscribe button if you have not already. And you can always support the channel by hitting the Cash App at $ 2 cents boxing, or you can let me know and drop it below your 2 cents in the super chat. Next weekend is gonna be cracking. But I mean, this is what happens. Y'all seen what happened when Ngannou fought Tyson Fury, and everybody was like, "Oh, Ngannou good, Tyson Fury." And then what happened to Ngannou the very next fight? What happened to Ngannou the very next fight? Like it's not like that. And let's say the kickboxer did beat Usyk. What would that say about boxing? Like the number one fighter in the world, which y'all keep saying is Usyk, gets beat up by somebody that's never even boxed before. That wouldn't even look good. That wouldn't even look good. And why didn't Usyk never fight Deontay Wilder? Like nobody still has answered that. That's still a question that I have in my mind and in my head. I don't know about y'all. Okay. We about to go ahead and get started. Y'all know I don't have a whole lot of time on Sundays to do the review. So let's pull up the fight schedule. Pull up the fight schedule. All right. Give me a second. Fight schedule. Forget right there. Give me 1 second, child. Let me get my notes. Let me find my notes right fast. Which was your favorite fights this weekend? Let me know and drop it below. Which fights stood out to y'all? I'm curious. Um, let's see. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Um, La 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 la. All right. All right, here we go. So I'm still letting people pull up in here. Y'all punch the like button. Punch the like button. We got Jab Queen boxing in the building. What up, Jab Queen? What's going on? Usyk versus Rico and Torres versus Sanchez was good yesterday. And Friday, Omari Jones was good too. Okay, you like the Omari Jones? I can't wait to get y'all two cents on Omari Jones. Is Omari Jones future or food? What do y'all think about Omari Jones? Future or food? All right, let's switch gears here and take a look at some of the biggest fights, if you want to call them that, coming up in boxing. We got world title fights, we got some rematches, some rising contenders, and some looking to make major statements over the next couple of weeks. So let's run through the schedule and talk about what matters, what the storylines are, and which fights could possibly end up, maybe, possibly being fights of the year. So let's pull up the fight schedule. This the fight schedule with all the upcoming fights. The fights that are highlighted and like you see moving and going back and forth on your screen, those are like the big fights that people are really, really looking forward to. And as you can see on May 30th, it's one, two, three, four big fights coming up. So y'all better get them bet slips ready. Um, I gotta get them bet slips ready. So give me a second. We got Dimitri Bivol versus Everett. Now let's talk about Dimitri Bivol, one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. He's going to be returning against Michael Everett. A lot of people are wondering, and I know I'm wondering myself, how is Dimitri Bivol going to be and how is he going to look after a back surgery? Especially considering what type of style that he fought, all the moving, all the in and out, all that quote unquote herky jerky stuff he do. So some people are wondering how he's going to look when Bivol comes back. And they're looking at Bivol because a lot of people have been eyeing the Dimitri Bivol David Benavidez fight. Now, I'm not sure if people expect for Dimitri Bivol or David Benavidez. What is the consensus? Is the consensus that David Benavidez is going to move down, or is the consensus that Bivol is going to move up? Can anybody clarify that for me? I'm gonna say I don't think Bivol will possibly be the same off of. a back surgery, but I definitely would have to see him in the ring, and he does have a fight coming up. Um, on what's the date? Damn, I just closed it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, I just closed the tab. One person show over here. Let me see. La 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 la. Mm, hold on. Let me look at the fight again. They're going to be fighting. Why did I got Bivol on here? They're going to be fighting May 30th in Russia. For the WBO, WBA, and the IBF titles. Next up, we're going to have Amanda Serrano and Cheyenne Hansen. We got Amanda Serrano back in action. And some people say at this point that Amanda Serrano is only fighting for legacy. She's already accomplished a lot. She's a multi-division champion, world championship. She got historic fights under her belt, classic fights with her and Katie Taylor. But a lot of people want to know, how much does Amanda Serrano really have left in the tank? And I'm wondering if Alicia Baumgardner will ever get that fight with Amanda Serrano. Because when you hear the way people talking, it's almost like Amanda Serrano about to be done and she be about to be out the door. So if Baumgardner was to get that fight with Amanda Serrano, how much credit will she get? What will people, you know how people do all that? Oh, she was retired. She was about to go. So how much credit would Alicia Baumgardner really get if she was to beat Amanda Serrano? Of course, she'll have a name on her resume, but y'all know how people like to do, especially when it's a fighter. Well, with some fighters, they like to do this, especially when it's a fighter that they know is on their way out or it's time for them to retire. So some people believe that Cheyenne Hansen may be a test for Amanda Serrano to see exactly how much she has left in the tank. Then we got Holly Holm and Stephanie Hand too. Um, the first fight ended in controversy, and now both women get the opportunity to settle it in the ring. Holly Holm is a world championship boxer. She's also a UFC champion. That's how we know Holly Holm, from whooping Ronda Rousey's ass. For those of you, put up one in the chat if you know who Holly Holm is from beating up Ronda Rousey. Please put a one in the chat if you know who Holly Holm is from beating up Ronda Rousey. So Stephanie Holm already has a win over Holly Holm. And a lot of people are wondering, Holly Holm is older. She's up there. She's a bit up in age. So a lot of people are wondering if that's going to take effect or play any part in this fight. So y'all look forward to the Holly Holm fight. That fight is going to be um in El Paso, Texas for the WBA Women's Lightweight Championship. So hardcores, there you go. So it's got some championship fights on the line. Y'all know how much y'all love them belts. Yep, WBA women's lightweight. Then you got Amanda Serrano. That fight's gonna be for the WBA and WBO women's featherweight. So that's a unification, all on the same card. And then also on that same card, you got Delcy Robinson versus Mary Spencer. Um, Joe Spencer is back. For years, people talked about Spencer as one of the future stars of American boxing. But eventually, prospects have to become contenders, and contenders have to prove it. This is a very important fight for Spencer because another win keeps the momentum rolling. Another loss raises more questions. So, y'all remember who Joey Spencer is? I can't remember who Joey Spencer just lost to. Did he just lose to Tim Tszyu? Is that who Tim Tszyu just beat up? Oh, no, 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 no. They talking about somebody completely different. This is Delcy Robinson versus Mary Spencer. They talking about Joe Spencer. I'm like, who is that? So this is Delcy Robinson versus Mary Spencer, the WBO IBF women's middleweight. Also will be in El Paso. Then you got Lourdes Juarez versus Yocasta Valle, the WBC women junior flyweight title. So the May 30th card with Holly Holm, Amanda Serrano, Delcy, and Lourdes, each of those fights will be for a title fight. So all the hardcores, that should be a card that y'all are definitely looking forward to. Hadley, June 6th. We got Padley versus Yafa coming up. Y'all ain't see Padley on the schedule. Um, May 29th, we got Edwards versus Nicole super flyweight. That's going to be in York Hall, London on the zone. Y'all be sure to check that out. Then we got June 4th, Ramirez versus Richards, the light heavyweight in Montreal, Canada. That's going to be on the zone. I'm trying to think Ramirez versus Richard, light heavyweight. Ramirez. Trying to think of who that is, y'all. Who is Ramirez light heavyweight, y'all? Um, you got Billiam Smith versus Rozicki at the cruiserweight division in Bournemouth, UK. That'll be on Paramount Plus. June 13th, you got Vargas versus Rodriguez for WBA bantamweight. That'll be in Glendale, Arizona. That'll be on the zone. June 13th, you got T Fury versus Hall. That's a heavyweight exhibition in the United Kingdom on the zone. What do y'all know about this exhibition with Tyson Fury? What do y'all know about the exhibition with Tyson Fury? I don't think I've heard too much about that. I didn't even know Tyson Fury was about to fight an exhibition. Why is Tyson Fury fighting an exhibition? I thought he was about to. I thought he needed a tune-up fight, and then he was going to be fighting Anthony Joshua. Now he fighting an exhibition. June 27th. Y'all know what fight that is? Xander Zayas versus Boots Ennis, unified junior middleweight at the Barclays Center at, and it'll be showing on the zone. July 4th. Oh, okay, I see the graphic stops at June 27th. Well, we're going to keep running through these last couple. I'll add them next week. But July 4th, we got Mason versus Cordina for the WBO lightweight title in Cleveland, Ohio. And he will be the first fight to be showing on TNT. TNT is now covering and will be showing boxing, and Abdullah Mason will be the first fighter on that broadcast. Now, I honestly believe that this should have been Keyshawn Davis. I believe that this should have been Keyshawn Davis. But we're gonna talk about it. Patrick Bell said he gonna be there. We could talk about that. Like I think this should have been Keyshawn Davis. I really think Keyshawn like really just messed up his momentum and screwed up his moment. I think he did. July 25th, we got Joshua versus Pringa heavyweight. That's gonna be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on the zone. July 25th, we got Earl the True Spence Jr. versus Timmy Zoo. That's gonna be for junior middleweight. That's going to be just junior middleweight division in Australia, and that will be on Prime Video. September 19th, we got Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd. I don't know if I got Money Mayweather. They saying it's going to be an exhibition match on the schedule. They got it as an exhibition match. I don't know if they got that squared away, if they got that straight or not. And they're saying it's going to be in the Sphere in Las Vegas, Netflix. Now, is Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, do y'all think that fight is that big just to put it in the Sphere? Do y'all think that fight is that big to put it in the Sphere? Well, here's the upcoming schedule up until the end of June. It's right there on your screen. You can screenshot it if you need to look back at it for a reference or whatever you need to do. But we're about to move on. So we're gonna leave that up there till it go off the screen. If you want to keep a copy of the schedule, go ahead and click that screenshot. That way you'll be able to get the schedule right there. But we got a lot of boxing coming up next weekend. We got O'Shaquie Foster. We got the card right here. We got the women's card with the women on it. And I see that they didn't even put O'Shaquie on my schedule. So now we're going to go switch gears to the next thing on our agenda list, which you can see at the left side of your screen. The fight recaps. So let's talk about the fight from this weekend. I want everybody to let me know and drop it below their 2 cents. I might even drop the link so we can start talking about them. So let's start off with the regional card. This weekend in Philadelphia, we had Tevin Farmer versus Yofres Parejo. Tevin Farmer won by KO round 2 with 1:19 seconds. Did anybody see that fight? Anybody got 2 cents or anything they would like to share about that fight? I didn't see the Tevin Farmer fight. We got H.L. Mashadi versus G. Anderson. Mashadi wins by unanimous decision. Then we had in Detroit, Michigan, Bryant Jennings with a victory over D. Williams by knockout in round 1 at 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Then in Detroit, we also had Sadarius Simmons versus Jay Nettis with a TKO round 3 with 1 minute and 57 seconds left. T-Bug Gopher said it's only for hardcore fans with money to waste at the Sphere since it's expensive and small. I mean, but it's like, why do y'all have Mayweather? Like, no, Mayweather and Pacquiao, old ass. Like, I don't know. People may go see it though. People may go see it. Like, maybe that's just me that feel that way. Jab Queen say, why the hell is Tevin Farmer still fighting? Why he shouldn't keep fighting? Is he old? I mean, no, they was tripping about his little glitch. They was tripping about his glitch. Maybe he got it taken care of. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody see the other fights on the card for this weekend? Andre say Tevin old as fuck. Tevin former that old? I figure he can't be too much older than the Russells. Like he can't be too much older than them. So then we got the Glory in Gaza card. Usyk declared the winner over Verhoeven by TKO around 11 with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left. Sherez was victorious over Baguette. How you say that? With the knockout in round two, 2 minutes and 33 seconds. What did y'all think about the Sherez fight? What did y'all think about the Sherez fight? Then we got Catterall with a victory over Giasov by unanimous decision for the WBA regular welterweight title. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. I like Jack Catterall. I am a Jack Catterall fan. I usually do watch Jack Catterall fights. I was not able to catch this one because I was busy yesterday. But I think it's crazy because you've had a lot of people saying that Giasov was going to stop and beat Rolly and people was ducking him and he got this power and all this other stuff. But he gets in there with Jack Catterall and Jack Catterall is able to pull it off. He gets beat. So now I'm wondering, like, does that shake up the 40-pound division? Catterall now being the WBA regular champion? Because for some reason people thought nobody wanted to fight Giasov. People thought nobody wanted to fight Giasov. So shout out to Catterall. Will we see possibly Jack Catterall and Devin, which is who I told y'all Devin was gonna fight next? Put a 1 in the chat, please. If y'all remember me keep constantly saying that Devin is going to fight Jack Catterall. Put a 1 in the chat. So is Catterall gonna fight Devin? Is Catterall gonna fight Rolly? When is Rolly gonna get in the mix? When is he gonna get a fight? He has been elevated to super champion. I'm curious. It's starting to shake up. And then we got Frank Sanchez with a win over Torres by knockout in round 2, 55 seconds. Now, I've been hearing Richard Torres. I've been hearing Richard Torres' name a lot. I've been hearing Richard Torres' name a lot. I see y'all going in the chat. He say Rolly gonna sleep counter. I'm about to drop the link as soon as I run through the rest of these winners. Oh, I gotta run through the news. After I run through the news, I'm gonna drop the link. So Richard Torres ends up getting stopped. Not even stopped. Ends up getting knocked out in the second round. And you know what's kind of crazy? Bomac fighters always getting their ass whooped. And like nobody ever say nothing. And it's not like I'm saying anything about it. I'm just pointing out the fact that just because you have a good fighter and you got other fighters that you train that lose, that doesn't mean you're a bad trainer. It doesn't mean you're a bad trainer. Bo Magnum got a whole system over there. They got a whole team of coaches, a whole system, a whole blah blah bing they got going on over there. But they fighters are steady getting beat up and knocked out. And nobody ever questioned Bomac as a trainer. I'm not saying you should question somebody as a trainer because of that. I'm just saying, why do y'all do other trainers like that? That's all I'm pointing out. And I want y'all to stick a pin in this and that I'm saying because I'm going to have to bring this point up later, I'm sure. So now we got Haruta versus Soliman with the unanimous decision. That was for the women's WBO super flyweight. I gotta make these letters bigger. I cannot see this stuff. Then we got Mendez, Tanny over Lapina with a TKO for the light heavyweight round 4 with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. So those are the fights that happened this weekend and the outcome. Let me know and drop it below if you want any money. If you got any of these fights right, you want some bets, let me know. Next, we're going to be going to boxing news. Let's get y'all caught up on the news because I need the two centers to be informed when they roaming around these YouTube streets. This is not one of those channels that's going to give you misinformation and put a battery pack in your back and have you running around just repeating crazy stuff. First of all, don't repeat anything I say because it's just my opinion. Make sure you do your own due diligence and research. Make sure you do your own due diligence and research. But we are going to stay informed about the upcoming fights, the outcome of fights, and the current news that's going on in boxing. And of course, Floyd name popping up because you know he always got something going on. I feel like Floyd is having a midlife crisis. What y'all think? Could y'all see that? I feel like Floyd having a midlife crisis. Um, Here we go. Let's get started with the news now. Canelo just shut down Benavidez again. All right. At this point, I don't even know if we should call this a rivalry anymore because every time David Benavidez's name come up, Canelo seems less interested than the last time. Recently, Canelo was asked once again about David Benavidez, and his response, basically, not my problem. Now think about it for a second. For years, boxing fans have been asking for this fight. For years, Benavidez has been calling for the opportunity. For years, people have accused Canelo of avoiding the matchup. And Canelo's response now is essentially, I got other things to worry about. Because according to Canelo, his focus is completely on September 12th. His focus is completely on Saudi Arabia. His focus is completely on undefeated contender Christian M. Billy. And apparently, David Benavidez isn't even part of the conversation. Now, whether you agree with that or not, that's where the story gets interesting because Benavidez never stopped asking for the fight. He never stopped calling out Canelo, and he never stopped telling the boxing world he wanted the opportunity. And a lot of fans believe he's earned it. And if you ask me, I think that Benavidez should stop saying Canelo's name. He don't want to fight you. And if you go check my catalog, I made a video a while back saying Benavidez, just move on. You don't need Canelo. Benavidez does not need Canelo. Clearly, for his legacy, he doesn't. And at this point, and once like what is beating Canelo even gonna do after Terrence Crawford then came up 20 weight classes and beat him? Like what you think people really gonna say? He really needs to move on. Because here's the problem. David Benavidez isn't even fighting at super middleweight anymore. He's moved up. He's campaigning at light heavyweight, which is why I was asking y'all, where does Bivol plan on fighting him at? And that's gonna give the Canelo fans a whole new argument. They're gonna say he's not in the weight class, which he's not. So Benavidez just needs to move on. So Canelo isn't interested in discussing Benavidez anymore. He's focused on Christian and Billy. He's focused on September 12th, and he's focused on whatever comes after that. He's not. He doesn't care. We're gonna get my 2 cents and we're gonna go to the next topic. But my 2 cents is Canelo is done. Like, in my opinion, not done like fighting. I'm just saying done as far as I'm in another realm. I'm just finna fight these fights, get this bread, and going about my business. That's where I think that Canelo will be at this point. And Benavidez, you in a whole different weight class. You got all kind of other stuff going on. What do we talk? Like y'all be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. So Benavidez, when people ask you about Canelo, just tell them, man, I'm just focused on what I'm doing. I tried to fight Canelo, he wasn't trying to fight, and just going on. But I mean, because Benavidez man, he's a coward. He don't like Benavidez start going off, but maybe he do feel some type of way because you trying to get that shot and he won't give it to you. Maybe he feels the same way that Earl Spence feels about Keith Thurman. Like these fighters really be feeling some type of way about stuff like that. These fighters really be feeling the type of way about stuff like that. Um, Hold on, because it's another topic that I need to cover. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So Rico Van Heerlen, or whatever his name is really talking about contesting the fight. All right, y'all. So we got to talk about the biggest controversy coming out of the Glory of God Giza. Because Rico Van Heeren is officially appealing his 11th round stoppage loss to Oleksandr Usyk. And the reason why, Rico's team believed the referee waved the fight off after the bell had already sounded. Now, if that's true, we got a serious conversation to have. Okay, let me pause right there. Let me ask y'all a question. Can you not wave off a fight after the bell? I'm curious. Do you have to wait for like, let's say the bell go beep beep beep, like I hit you, I hurt you really bad, and then like the referee look at you, but the bell's already rung, but they can see whatever's going on with you. You don't need to continue. Can they not wave off the fight? Hold on. Shout out to Gerber back in the super chat with the 4.99. He's not saying absolutely nothing. He's just supporting the channel. Shout out to Gerber. The biggest supporter of the channel today. And look, he's back in the super chat with another $1.99 in the building showing support to the channel. Y'all already know the goal is always 20. The record is 30. We're currently at 4 super checks. Can I get a like check? Can y'all let me know how many likes that I have in the building? Let me see what y'all saying about my question. T Bud Gopher say they can wave it off. Jab Queen Boxing say not really. Mark Q say you can stop it between rounds. Yes. Stefan say it's giving fake outrage. Okay, we got 27 likes. If you in the building of it and you haven't punched the like button, please punch that like button for me, please. All right. So Jab Queen Boxing say only during the bell ringing, not after. So it's mixed. I'm getting mixed answers. Some people say you can, some people say you can't. Guess what I think? Guess what I think the answer gonna be? What y'all think I think the answer gonna be? What y'all think I think the answer gonna be? It's at the discretion of the referee. How many of y'all want to bet that's the answer? Champ Ross say Google it. Somebody Google it. I'm a one man show over here. Somebody Google it. So let's rewind for a second. Going into this fight, almost everybody thought Oleksandr Usyk was about to put on a boxing clinic. Former undisputed champion, one of the greatest heavyweights of this generation, against a kickboxing champion making only his second professional boxing match. Most people thought Rico was there for a payday, but that's not what happened. Rico came to fight. He was competitive. He was awkward. He was difficult to figure out. And after 10 rounds, one judge actually had Rico ahead 96-94. The other two judges had the fight dead even 95-95. Let that sink in. A kickboxer making his second professional boxing match was potentially one round away from pulling off one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Now, I just really agree with a lot of people's reaction to this fight. And once I get through reading through the news, we're gonna talk about it. Um, I, I I don't know. I feel like we in the age of overreacting, but that could just be me. Maybe I underreact. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I underreact. Then came round 11. Usyk finally found the opening. He landed a huge right uppercut. Rico hit the canvas. He got back up. He beat the count, and then the fight was waved off. But here's where things gets messy. A lot of fans believe the bell had already sounded, and if you watch the replay, you can definitely see why people are questioning it. But because the stoppage appeared to happen right as the round was ending, maybe even after it ended. So if it was that close, is listen, I when I watch the fight, I have the sound off. I don't listen to the commentary. So it was that close. Was it like waved off, or was it like then I waved it off? Like, what do y'all mean by after the bell? Are we talking about a buzzer beater type of situation? Now Rico wasn't happy, but he also wasn't disrespectful. He said, I thought it was an early stoppage. I believe the referee knows we're almost at the end of the round. He could have let me go out on my shield or let the bell go. And honestly, that's how a lot of fans feel. Now, y'all been noticing now since we've been paying a little bit more attention to these UK fighters and these UK fights, or at least me, these UK referees be on some bull. They be tripping. These UK referees be out of line. Peter Fury felt the same way. He called the stoppage premature. He admitted Rico was exhausted. He admitted Rico may not have survived the 12th round, but he still believes the referee stopped it too early. And then Eddie Hearn weighed in, and Eddie didn't hold back. Hey, listen, Eddie Hearn been on a tear these days. It seems like Eddie Hearn is not playing no politically correct games. He's saying whatever he got to say. I listen. I like this Eddie Hearn. He going at it with Dana. He's not playing with these people. He going at it with Conor Ben. He telling all their business because once you piss Eddie Hearn off, he coming to tell all your business. He coming to tell all your business. Okay, back to the article. It says that Eddie Hearn didn't hold back. He said he actually had Rico winning the fight going into round 11. He praised Rico's rhythm. He praised the problems he was giving Usyk, and he called the stoppage poor. His argument: when a fighter is that competitive, when a fighter is potentially ahead on the cards, and there's only seconds remaining, you better be absolutely sure before stopping it. Ryan Garcia questioned it. Tony Bello questioned it. Malik Scott questioned it. Teddy Atlas questioned it. Even the people who believed Usyk would have eventually won still felt Rico should have been allowed to see the final bell. Now, before people start acting like this was some robbery, let's be fair. There are plenty of people who believe Usyk was taking over the fight. Usyk himself said the fight was hard, but he found the shot he needed. Others pointed out that Rico looked exhausted, that the knockdown changed everything, and that 12th round stoppage may have been inevitable anyway. That's a reasonable opinion, too. But here's the problem: we'll never know. We'll never know if Rico survives the final round. We'll never know if Usyk gets another knockdown. We'll never know if Rico makes it to the final bell because the referee took the answer away from us. And that's why this story isn't going away. So now Rico has filed an appeal, and whether the result changes or not, I think the bigger story is this. Did Rico Verhoeven just expose something? Did he prove elite combat sports skills translate better than boxing fans want to admit? Or was this simply a great fighter having an off night against a dangerous opponent? And let me know and drop it below. What do y'all think? What's y'all 2 cents? I definitely want y'all to come up here and give me the 2 cents when I let everybody up and we start doing the video reviews. Shout out to V pushing for more. Shout out to Blaze P for P in the building. Who else we got new up in here? So I thought that was wild. He's really about to try to make a super big deal of this. And it's like, dude, you wasn't about to win. Like that you wasn't up there unless you knocked Usyk out flat out cold. Why would they let you come into boxing in your second match and beat the number one pound for pound fighter in the world? I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get that. Now, Usyk has been ordered to face Ajit Cabiel next. And from my understanding, Cabiel got in the ring, and I can't play clips from the zone because they like just try to get your video blocked if you play any little clip. Like I play 3 to 5 seconds or something from the zone, and all of a sudden my shit be blocked. I be seeing other people playing stuff from the zone, and I be like, they don't block y'all stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I pissed the zone off. But somebody was telling me, and y'all can let me know when y'all get on the panel that Cabiel got in the ring and Turkey was pissed off because he wants to see a rematch and possibly a trilogy between Rico Verhoeven. Because y'all know Turkey. He likes to see the same fight. He like to give y'all the fights y'all want to see over and over and over and over again. But all right. So we got some breaking news in the heavyweight division because according to WBC president Mauricio Suleiman, Oleksandr Usyk is expected to make his next defense against WBC interim heavyweight champion Ajit Cabiel. And if that's the case, we might already know who Usyk's next opponent is. Now, let's be honest. When people talk about the heavyweight division, they talk about Tyson Fury, they talk about Anthony Joshua, they talk about Anthony Dubois, they talk about all the big names. But Ajit Cabiel keeps winning. And somehow people keep acting surprised. Cabiel is undefeated. He's disciplined. He's patient. And he might have the best body attack in the entire heavyweight division, which sounds like a terrible style matchup for Usyk. This isn't a guy who survives. This is a guy who breaks opponents down slowly, methodically, and before you know it, they're looking for a way out. And let's not forget what he's done recently. Cabiel has been knocking off contender after contender. Every time they put a dangerous heavyweight in front of him, he finds a way to win. And eventually, the WBC had no choice but to make him the mandatory challenger. So now Mauricio Suleiman is saying the expectation is simple. Usyk fulfill his mandatory obligation, and that mandatory challenger is Ajit Cabiel. Now, here's where things get interesting because stylistically, this isn't the easiest fight in the world for anybody. Cabiel isn't flashy, he isn't loud, he doesn't spend all day talking on social media. He just fights. And those are often the most dangerous guys. But let's keep it real. Oleksandr Usyk is still Oleksandr Usyk. Former undisputed cruiserweight champion, former undisputed heavyweight champion, one of the greatest fighters of this era. The footwork, the movement, the ring IQ, the adjustments, he solves problems better than anybody in boxing. So the question isn't whether Cabiel deserves the shot. He absolutely does. The question is, can he do what nobody else has been able to do? Can he beat Usyk? And after what we just saw against Rico, some fans are going to look at this differently because Rico gave Usyk problems. Some people believe Rico was actually ahead before the stoppage. So now fans are asking if Rico could make it competitive. What happens when a natural heavyweight contender like a Ajit Cabiel gets his opportunity? Personally, I think Cabiel deserves a ton of respect. I think he's one of the most underrated heavyweights in the world, but beating contenders and beating Alexander Usyk are two completely different things. Usyk has made a career out of proving people wrong, but that's what makes this fight more interesting. Cabiel has earned his shot. Usyk still sits on top of the division, and now the WB says it's time. So let me ask y'all two centers. Is Ajit Cabiel the heavyweight nobody is talking about? Can he give Usyk real problems? Or is this just another night at the office for Alexander Usyk? Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. So, next news story. Um, I think I had one more news story. Let me find it. Here we go. Floyd Mayweather hit with drama on all sides. This is the last news story, y'all. Then I'm pulling y'all up. All right, here we go. Floyd Mayweather is making headlines again, but this time it ain't because of a fight. It ain't because of an exhibition. It ain't because of Manny Pacquiao. It's because Floyd is suddenly in the middle of multiple legal battles at the same time. The $150 million lawsuit. Now, I want y'all to really listen to this because I told y'all when Floyd Mayweather was had did that lawsuit against Showtime, and we looked up the new manager or the new people that he had that was handling his money and the people that encouraged him to sue Showtime. And then we found out that that person was working with the feds, involved in multiple fraud cases. And we were wondering then, how is this going to affect Floyd? And did Floyd lose any money when he was dealing with these people? So Floyd Mayweather has filed a massive $175 million lawsuit against former associate Jonah Renchnitz and others, claiming they ran years-long scheme that cost him cash, jewelry, real estate, and even the proceeds from the sale of one of his private jets. According to the lawsuit, Floyd says people he trusted were making deals, moving assets, and handling business behind his back. I don't understand why Floyd makes it a habit of not keeping up with his money and paying attention to what's going on with it. This is the second person you're trying to sue for hundreds of millions of dollars because they quote unquote doing stuff behind your back and you don't know about it. According to the lawsuit, Floyd says people he trusted were making deals, blah, blah. Now, obviously, these are allegations. Nothing has been proven in court. But when somebody files a lawsuit for $175 million, that's not a misunderstanding. What's crazy is this isn't even the first massive lawsuit Floyd has filed recently. Earlier this year, he also sued Showtime for hundreds of millions of dollars, claiming missing fight earnings and financial misconduct tied to some of the biggest fights of his career. So Floyd is clearly taking the gloves off outside of the ring. Next, Floyd now also has a new child support case. And I'm wondering if Floyd is going through a midlife crisis. A court recently declared Floyd the legal father of a 4-year-old daughter following a paternity case involving a former Las Vegas dancer. According to reports, the court ordered Floyd to pay nearly $1 million in back child support. On top of that, he's reportedly been ordered to pay around $32,850 every month going forward. Think about that for a second. Almost $33,000 every month. That's more than what people make in an entire year. Now, social media immediately exploded. Some people are saying Floyd has more than enough money and should simply take care of the responsibilities. Others are shocked at the size of the monthly payment. And of course, the internet being the internet, people are making jokes about how expensive being Money Mayweather can be. And if the court ordered Floyd Mayweather to pay that woman $32,000 a month, he is not broke because this just happened. And so he has to pay the back child support for 4 years on $32,000 a month. Here's why I think this story is interesting. For years, we've learned about Floyd's wealth, the private jets, the jewelry, the watches, the stacks of cash, the billion-dollar earnings. But lately, the headlines haven't been about the money he's making. They've been about lawsuits, tax liens, child support disputes, business disputes, allegations involving former associates. This is crazy. This is crazy. So, just to give my 2 cents about Floyd, I think Floyd is having a midlife crisis. Um, I think Floyd is over leveraged. I think he got involved with some people that probably, I don't know, he might have got involved with some people that told him some legit things, but if we really look around, the state of the economy has changed so much. Y'all remember when Floyd was buying all that real estate and doing all this and doing all that and $470 million worth of real estate? And I'm like, what? Like, what is Floyd doing? Like, automatically, I thought that was weird because why are you buying $400 million of commercial real estate right now? Are you aware what's going on in the commercial real estate market? Because I do, and I don't even buy commercial real estate, but I like to study finances, so I'm hip on that. I buy and trade stocks, so I need to know what industries in different markets are doing. So I always thought that it was weird. I think Floyd is over leveraged. I think he probably took loans out on a lot of his businesses and a lot of his properties and a lot of things. I don't think he has a lot of cash liquid. And now I think some people done got him in some deals and stole money from him and he's unaware of it. That's what I think is going on with Floyd. One more thing for news, and then I'm dropping the link. How long I've been going? I'm trying to get the news done in an hour. I'm at an hour and 1 minute. Okay, I almost made the deadline. All right, y'all. We finally got movement in the lightweight division, and this could completely change Gervonta Tank Davis' plans for the rest of the year because the WBA has officially ordered Tank Davis to defend his lightweight title against division number one contender Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. Now, let's be clear. This isn't a rumor. This isn't social media gossip. This isn't Johnson Bound Central. This isn't a call out. This is an official order from the WBA Championship Committee. And now both sides have 30 days to get a deal done. That means the clock is officially ticking. According to the order, Tank's team and Schofield's team have until June 22nd to negotiate a deal. If they reach an agreement, great, we get the fight. But if they don't, the WBA can send the fight to purse bid, and that's where things get interesting. Because once it goes to purse bid, the promoters lose a lot of control of the situation. So what is happening now? Some people are asking, why now? Simple. The WBA says this mandatory defense is overdue. Tank hasn't fought since his controversial majority draw against Lamont Roach, and that was over a year ago. Now, depending on who you ask, some fans believe Tank won that fight. Some fans believe Roach deserved a decision, and some fans still think the controversy surrounding that night was never fully resolved. But regardless of how it's scored, the WBA apparently decided enough is enough. It's time for a mandatory. Now, here's where the story gets really interesting because Tank's camp reportedly had other plans. There were talks about a possible return fight. There was discussion about other opponents. Isaac Pitbull Cruz was one of the names being mentioned, but according to the WBA rules, those plans may be dead because once a mandatory period expires, the champion can't just go pick another opponent. The mandatory challenger comes first, and right now, the mandatory challenger is Floyd Schofield. So unless something changes, Tank can't just take a stay busy fight. He can't just fight somebody else because it's easier. The WBA is saying handle your mandatory first. First of all, Floyd Schofield is definitely a stay busy fight. Like, let's be honest. Y'all be sure to punch the like and subscribe button if you in the building. Like, let's be honest. So I'm about to drop the link. We've went over the fight schedule. We've recapped the fights. We went over the news. I'm about to drop the link. We're going to give your 2 cents. We're going to review some videos, and then we're going to cover some hot topics. And that'll be the show for today. There is the link. Mr. Greg in the building. What's going on, Mr. Greg? There is the link. I'm going to give time for people to hit the link. So I'm wondering if Tank is about to drop that belt and go up to 140. Because like y'all think y'all finna make Tank fight Kid Austin if he don't want to? He will drop that belt. He's told the WBA several times, I will drop this shit. Like, and then if Kid Austin is not gonna show up, if Kid Austin is not gonna show up to a Shakur Stevenson fight, what makes y'all think that he's going to show up to a Javante Tank Davis fight? I don't get that. But I mean, look, his pop's been on the internet. He been going hard about this fight and how he want this fight. I just think that Tank is probably about to move up and drop that belt, maybe. And they know that, and they want to sit and act like they about to fight Tank. And when Tank drop the belt, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he ducking." Y'all know how they do. Shout out to Mr. Greg on the.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's going on, Mr. Greg?
Okay. How you doing today? Everything is good. I want to say a couple of things what you were speaking on. I tend to agree with you about the situation that Floyd is in. He's in a mess no matter whether he's innocent, whether he was negligent. He's in a mess. It's a big mess. I think he is probably over leveraged because of the way he likes to live and moving. So he didn't. He never seemed to have slowed down on how his lifestyle was going and how the money comes. That was the thing. A lot of times when people think boxers get their checks the night of the fight, they don't always do that, particularly with that kind of money that he was making. So a lot of times you still got, we all know how bills always come every 30 days. I don't care whether it's $10 or $10,000, but maybe your money doesn't come in the same time that your bills are due. You get the money, but it may not be in the right kind of time. So sometimes you borrow against assets. Assets depreciate, they go up. You got interest payments, the money cost that you're borrowing. So you can really find yourself in a serious quandary with his situation when we're talking about millions of dollars and how they're moving the money around, what corporations they're using, how they're doing it. He got new people he don't really know really well enough. He thinks they're saying something good. It sounds good. And a lot of people dive in. I like the fact that you said you pay attention and that you watch what's going on in markets that you're not even in, because that is actually what you should be doing. Looking and seeing what's hot, looking to see how who's
Hmm.
running companies, what kind of trouble they are. Because anybody who, for instance, just give you an example, anybody who dived into the retail market probably have taken some serious losses right now.
Yep.
With companies like Saks and Neiman Marcus closing, those are the high end
Hmm.
closing the
Hmm.
stores. They had to get a $500 million bankruptcy realignment. So all that kind of stuff you have to watch, and how the domino affects other kinds of businesses. So that is.
And watch how people get rich off other people's downfall.
Yep.
Like I had an epiphany when this probably a two cents after dark conversation, Mr.
Mhm.
Greg, but I had epiphany in one day. I kept hearing about like the cycle, the economic cycles, the boom, the bust, the boom, like, but I never could really like put it all together. Instead, I really just bit down and focused on trading.
Mhm.
And I realized like y'all think people be sad when companies be failing, and people is getting rich off they're shorting these companies,
Mhm.
shorting their stocks, making money off their stocks. It's hedge funds that literally like go against companies to try to bankrupt their companies by shorting like it's a lot of games and things that go on in markets and stuff that people don't know about. It's just like sports. It really is. It's just like sports. It
You
really is.
gambling, playing again. Like I said, playing. People are making money off of debt, which is
Yep.
something that's always been the case.
And that's what Robert Kiyosaki teaches.
Yeah, so you have to really, I mean, it's money to be made even for the smaller guy, but you have to pay attention. You got to be all the way in. Some people aren't. They're not paying attention to these kinds of things, so they don't really understand it. You don't have to be that sophisticated. You just have to pay attention. Pay attention. Whatever little money you have, I don't care what. Like I said, it could be $1,000, it could be $100,000. You can lose it all in the same way. So definitely, I think Floyd was probably around a lot of guys who are used to handling that kind of money, seeing that kind of money flow, knowing how money really works. Some people get lucky and learn. Some people uh, get punished before they learn. I think Floyd is probably being punished, but I don't think he really bothered to sit down and understood what all his money was doing or wasn't doing. And that's sad for him because there's no reason why we should be having this conversation about him being in this kind of trouble financially. No reason
For the
other
family.
than comes down to negligence and comes down to lack of information and a little bit of lack of discipline too. Because once you, what James Brown used to say when he was up back in the 60s and 70s, when he started buying radio stations, he knew how to make the money. He didn't know how to keep it. Two different disciplines. And Floyd knew how to get the money. He knew the people to be around, but he didn't watch. It doesn't seem like he was watching them. It doesn't seem like he had people had his best interest at heart. And so, yeah, he's over leveraged, and now he's in a quandary. Now he got these lawsuits. He got this woman that he used to work for him. I think she was one of the workers at one of the strip clubs he owned, who he now got to pay. He got people. He's suing people. They suing him. All that costs money too, because lawyers are the ones who are benefiting right now. Because they're
how's things? How have you been? I've been good.
My bad, Mr. Greg.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when you call a lawyer, their hand the meter starts running immediately. Their hands is already out. They make a phone call, you probably gonna pay $500, depending on what kind of lawyer you got. They write a letter, another five. So trying to get your money back is gonna cost him money too. So I hope for him. I hope that it can turn out well for him, where he don't find himself on the outside looking in and talking about what I used to be.
Yep,
Right?
yep, yep. Jab Queen
Hey,
boxing
Jab,
in the
how you
building.
doing,
What
dear?
up, Jab?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
What's
hey,
up? What's
Teach.
up?
What you said is 100% true. Tucson about people getting rich off of other people's downfall. And it's not that it's a good thing, but it's just the way business works, right? So I dibble and dabble in wholesale from time to time with real estate. And I found my mindset changing. Like there was this house that caught fire down the block. And I was like, at first I was like, oh my God, these poor people. But immediately I found myself running numbers in my head. Like, I wonder how much they'll sell this house for. It ain't worth nothing no more. You know what I mean? So it's just, and it's almost like
Mm-hmm.
it's just a different mindset and a different shift
It's
sometimes.
capitalism.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. As far as Mayweather goes, I mean, he may have been around people that had money and know how to handle money, but it's clear that he didn't learn those habits himself. You know what I'm saying? He should have at least learned something, even if you are going to entrust somebody else with your money, at least know what to look for. Like you don't review your own accounts. You leave it in the complete hands of somebody else. I think that's just negligent all on its own. Like, even if you're not this top-notch accountant, you should at least know what to look for when you check in on your money. Like, you don't at the end of every month, at the end of every quarter, you don't look and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. I
Yeah,
mean,
Jab.
that's negligence, and that's on him.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's crazy.
Yep, yep. Band Up and Kadir, what y'all got for the show?
What up, band up?
What up,
Appreciate the
Band Up? What you
journey.
got? What you got for the
You
show,
want, you
Band
want, me,
Up?
you want me to go? Kadir is up first. Let me go first.
Kadir, go ahead. What you got?
I ain't got much. I think Tank about to say boxing. I think boxing is really at a place where I feel like it's gonna be fight for Zuffa or else. Like he trying to stop everybody, all these fights, and it's like either come to Zuffa or we not making no fights. That's what I feel like.
Okay, okay, okay. And you see the Tank, the WBA think they finna punk Tank. I think in my head, I'm like, who do you think they are? Like, you got 30 days. Like, what? Take a drop that belt.
Yeah, he finna drop that.
Take a drop that belt. Like, he really don't need that belt. Band Up, what you got? Actually, I think it's on Teach. Teach, what you got?
I mean, I want to touch on the Rico Usyk fight. Did you touch on
Okay.
it?
Yeah, I touched on it earlier.
All right, all right. Man, I think in that fight, like Rico's, his size, like his awkwardness, and the pressure kind of gave Usyk problems earlier, right? And the rhythm and the unconventional offense that he had really disrupt Usyk then more than any other heavyweight he fought. Like I can't think of anyone who fights like Rico in the heavyweight right now, right? Um, so with that said, it's like when it comes to these other guys, it's like, you know, you got to think of the other guys in the heavyweight division right now that could possibly face Usyk, like a Caballero, right? So does this fight suggest that these other guys can beat Usyk, right? And what Rico did, because Rico again, he was big, like he showed like he could like push Usyk to the limit, right? Like big durable pressure fighter who throws like strange angle shots and who doesn't follow like a real rhythm like these textbook fighters, right? It looks like those are the people who could give Usyk problems, and there isn't anybody in the heavyweight division right now who's like that, like very unpredictable. I mean, Fury, he had that herky jerky style, but again, Usyk figured him out and beat him. And Caballel is like a textbook fighter who goes to the body. And again, there are some styles that Usyk doesn't like, right? Like the come forward pressure body style. Usyk doesn't like to take shot from the body. And that's what Caballel has working for him. But he doesn't have that unpredictable rhythm style that Rico had. So I think that there's a possibility like a person like Caballero could beat Usyk just because he doesn't like the body shots, but at the same time, he doesn't have the boxing skills like Usyk, and he's not unpredictable. He's more textbook. So I mean, that's the way I see like the future fights for Usyk. I can't just compare what Rico did to what these other guys are going to bring to Usyk. And then, you got to think about, Usyk's age and all that stuff. So, I mean, we'll see what it is when he moves forward.
Okay. I'm gonna let Band Up go, and then I'm gonna get my 2 cents about that fight. Go ahead, Band Up. What you got?
Salute everybody on the platform. Salute Mr. Slick. I got some. I got a couple things to touch on. As far as this tank thing, I told the Jab Queen this yesterday, and I'm gonna see how you feel about it. I feel you guys should anybody that's seeing that tank fight should be okay with it. We got a young fighter in Floyd Schofield coming up, and this is his mandatory. Now, I know somebody else a couple years ago that was faced with a mandatory with a young fighter, and he's getting fucking killed now because he didn't fight that young fighter. I don't want Tank to run into that same thing. So I feel like fuck it. They can get extra mandatory. You at that weight. Don't move up. Nuh-uh. That's not good either. You can't move up when you got a young, hungry lion in that same division. No, face him. That's how I feel about that.
A young, hungry lion.
Yeah, bro. I know you're not doing that. I know you're not doing that.
Bro.
I know you're not doing
Go
that.
ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
What he say? Kid is that guy. You know what I mean? Kid right
Sunday,
here.
the devil is
You know what I mean?
Come on, bro.
This is too much.
And then I wanted to touch on the you were talking about the other day because you was talking about this and I wasn't able to hop on because I was at work and shit. But just real quick with that Clarissa thing, because you were going with Clarissa. I feel everybody how they was talking about, you know what I mean, the fucking up the bag with the future MVP promotions. I mean, shit that she could have did. Why did she do that at the event and everything? But her and Alicia has gotten into it so many times in so many different places, on the airplane, on the what's it called, you know what I mean, at a UFC event, all this other shit. When the hell should he slap this girl?
When what?
Never.
When should she have slapped her?
I don't think she should have slapped her at all.
So do you agree with the sentiment? Get down where you talk at.
Do I agree with the get down where you mad at?
Yeah, if you feeling froggy leap type shit.
No, that's not really my philosophy.
No, okay.
I get it, but I get that some people do feel like that because I hear niggas on here that threaten to kill each other over boxing talk. So
okay.
Yep.
So I couldn't imagine if they was face to face.
Yeah, that's how
we can't be professional. Come on now.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel on that. I do feel like, you know what I mean, time and place for everything though. So I do feel that. As far as this Usyk thing, I feel like Usyk, man, you gotta understand, he beat Fury after Fury went through 3 fucking wars with that boy Wilder. Fury got dropped in every one of those fights. and got hit with bombs. You know what I mean? Then he went to go fight Usyk. I don't think he would have beat Usyk before Fury fought Wilder. If Fury didn't get into them damn wars, I don't think he would have beat him. That's just how I feel about that. AJ, yeah, he would have beat him. But I also don't think Usyk would beat Wilder before Wilder fought Fury. That's just my thing, because Wilder was coming with crazy ass punches from every angle at that time, and that's just what I got.
All right. Jupe in the building. What up, Jupe?
Hey, Juke.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
All
We
right.
good. We good.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good. Listen to y'all cook. I want to start by correcting. I said something that was untrue, that I looked at it wrong. So I want to correct myself, because I'm one of the people who, if I was wrong about something, I want to show you the maturity that you need to, say, oops, I looked at that wrong. I was wrong. So when it comes to the whole Usyk, the opponent, he did only have one fight 12 years ago. When I saw the KO, it looked like his opponent got KO'd. He KO'd the other guy. So I said, oh, he only had one fight. So that was my bad 2 cents. I said it on your channel, so my bad. I want to clear it up. I went back and looked at it. I said, oh, I don't know how I looked at a box direct wrong. But either way, he only had one fight still 12 years ago. And so he had two professional boxing rounds his entire career before this Usyk fight. So it was still trash. I don't care what nobody say. But I wanted to correct that point, because that's something that was a mistake on my part. So far as the fight, I mean, I remember Usyk's hardest fight being to me was what's his name? Del Boy. What's his name? Del Boy. That's the nickname. God dang it. The UK fighter. That was his hardest fight to me. And to me,
Chisora.
yeah, Chisora. So I mean, that style, I knew a style bothered him, because I saw that. I thought the AJ fight was close, especially that second one. And I know Usyk is kind of not weak to the body, but he don't like those body punches, which no one does. But we saw that, because every time he gets hit to the body, he claims it's a low blow. I don't think that punch by Dubois was a low blow. AJ didn't hit him. That punch wasn't a low blow, but they kind of like the refs kind of went with Usyk, and I really think if AJ kind of stopped doing that because of the complaint, and they were acting like it was a real low blow. So Usyk is a great fighter, but I have seen, like, there's ways to beat. I don't think he's unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? So what everybody's saying with this fight, I don't know if he didn't train. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really didn't watch it like that, because I just like, people are being inconsistent. If anybody else takes a fight from a person who's not a professional boxer, it's scorched earth. Oh my God, the integrity of boxing and ruining boxing. But when Usyk does it, everyone's okay with it. And if anything, Usyk should have a higher bar, because he is like the king of boxing, right? Because you're the heavyweight champion of the world. So I don't get that. But whatever. Dumb fight. I don't really care. He shouldn't even been in there. We shouldn't even have to have this discussion. It shouldn't have happened. No one asked for this. He should have been fighting
Gadget.
right. He should have been fighting Caballero. That's how I feel. So that's how I feel.
Well,
now.
Gabrielle is now the mandatory. I don't know if you missed that part, Jupe.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I'm happy about that. I was just saying, like, I just think that, like, Usyk don't have that many fights left, so why waste it on this dude? And now he's on a rematch. I'm like,
and Turkey is upset about it allegedly. Was that you? Because I didn't, I was half watching it like you. Because the only reason why I started watching it is because somebody was like, Usyk getting his ass whooped, and I was like, what? So I pulled it up, and I started looking at the fight, probably around like the 5th round, and then I think they said that Caballero got in the ring, and Turkey was pissed about that, and basically Turkey was like, he want a rematch, possibly a trilogy.
oh my God. See, like, and this was so crazy. Everybody was complaining, oh my God, this is why Turkey got in. He giving us the fight. No one asked for this fight. Again, this is worse than, AJ and Paul, or Tank versus Paul, because at least Paul had like 10 professional fights. He's won multiple professional boxing matches this decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a ridiculous fight, but whatever, people are sometimey. They got integrity 1 minute and want to be all high and mighty, and the next they don't. Now we might have to have a trilogy of a fight no one freaking asked for. Just great. Okay. Anyway, I mean, if he was a professional boxer, fine. Like, it's nothing wrong with that in the diamond in the rough for like someone who's like committed to boxing. But this, whatever. So I don't know, but hopefully we get Caballero. I really don't care about this fight. I don't. Usyk, I don't know if Usyk didn't train. I feel like also when you have these type of fights, you don't get up for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's the problem too, because it's like you see, like it was kind of sold as like oh, it's just like this shock value fight, and it was more about the backdrop in Egypt. It wasn't about the fight itself. And I think when that happens, boxers don't really get up. Versus when you think someone's super dangerous, you really get up for that type of fight. And I feel like Usyk would be better, would at least try to prepare better for Caballero. So I'm not surprised that someone with pressure could maybe give Usyk some problems, because like I said, we saw it with Chisora, but whatever. Anywho, the WBA, I'm not tripping about that, because in the day, like, you know what? I mean, he's number one. If they want to make him the mandatory, it is time for that mandatory. If Tank's gotta make a decision, he gonna fight him. He want to move up. What he want to do? I think this is a pretty good fight. I think Schofield's he's dangerous. He's got power, strong. It is what it is. Is that the fight I would chose? No, it's not my top priority, but you do got to fight your mandatory. So it is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. And then I just feel like, is he going? This man drops out a lot. I don't want him to end up getting a rash, and then we don't get the fight, and then you got to change last minute opponents. He's just too iffy. So I would completely understand if Tank don't want to go in that direction, because don't make that sound hold the whole camp for you, and then you do some BS, and then you won't get the fight. So whatever. But that's all I really got right now.
All right, let me get these super chats, y'all. We at 8 super chats. We almost halfway to the goal. We got Gerber with $1.99 in the super chat. He says he will take a knockout for money. Shout out Gerber with $1.99. Next, we got Dragon Assassin Official. He says showing support. So I said this chat for you. Shout out Dragon. Shout out to Gerber back in the super chat, showing massive support to the channel. Not in the super chat. Yeah, I couldn't even play my Clarissa drop no more. She want a revenue share. Come on, Clarissa.
They sent you a letter?
They just send you like a little email letting you know you revenue sharing because of the video, the song or whatever. Lord, Be more bully. What you got for the show? What you got? What's your 2 cents?
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, dude?
Hey, same old, just another day. Hey, man, this is the fight last night, man, yesterday, man, garbage. Hot Garbino. Trash truck Garbino. Trash truck juice Garbino. That's what that fight was. The best thing about yesterday was when I got back and I found out that Frank stretched that boy out. That was the best part. And then I found out this morning something that really, really like made me shake my head. Like, what the heck? Ray J got his whatchamacallem snot loose, man.
I just saw that beat.
Man, I don't even know why. That was so dumb. That was so dumb.
I just saw that.
What happened?
Ray J tried to do an MMA fight. That was just dumb.
Oh, man. That was
Dean and AB was in there last night. I was watching them in the stream.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that shit was hilarious, man.
And now he's crying. He said it was supposed to have been rigged. He wasn't supposed to get knocked out. Playing boxing.
I didn't even know that was happening. I don't know why celebrities of all the sports they want to just like tip they toe, like kind of like try. Why would you try one of the most dangerous sports? Like, why would you do a combat sport? Why can't you go dribble a ball? Why would you do
Why would you do MMA of all things?
Yeah, MMA, anything. Yeah. I don't understand why these celebrities keep saying, "Oh, I can box." That's the
Beasley
worst. Randomly.
Beasley got choked out and said he want to box next.
Michael Beasley looks soft as hell, man.
Man, he tapped so damn quick that shit was ridiculous. As soon as he put it around his neck, he went tap.
Yeah, he was beatboxing. As soon as he put the rap, he was tapping quick, bro. It was
basketball players is not tough, bro.
at all.
Oh
It's just
man.
it takes a. It's like it's not the same. I don't know why people think, oh, I got some athleticism, so I can just go into boxing. No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
Like they need to
Nope.
stop. I don't even know why they're allowing it. Like somebody
But
gonna get
if you're
serious.
athletic, boxing is a sport you can learn though and be successful at, right? But you still got to have certain other attributes and characteristics. You still
Man,
got to have like a certain mentality. Like you got to have a certain mindset.
I was gonna
Like
say,
even if you
yeah.
can pick up the skill, if you lack the mentality, it ain't gonna work.
And they're
Especially
gonna
you.
get knocked out
And
quicker because they're not used to taking punches
I was just
consistently.
about to say that. What type of
They're
skill
not
is
like
it to
the
get
average
hit in the
person. Not
face?
used to
Like I
getting hit
don't.
like
Your
that.
screw got to be loose for that. Like I don't. I'm gonna get hit in the face and then keep going. Yeah,
The
come on,
Usually,
average
man.
person ain't built like that. I don't think that people understand.
Right,
Just
usually,
because
right.
you got some power don't mean that
yeah,
you used to taking punches.
You
you
can't go from
find out.
flopping on
Real.
the court to really, really trying to fight somebody. Like ain't no
Yeah,
Exactly.
you find
about
out
that.
pretty quick.
Football is a better transition to if you ask me.
I
I
mean,
know
we got a helmet on though. I
No.
don't know
fans,
about that.
I
fans and
think
them
I don't
high
know about that,
any
Uh-uh.
2 Cent.
combat sports is just
No.
not something you should just
I
be
No.
don't know,
trying to
cuz.
do.
Mm-mm.
I
I
don't
think it's
know.
just
Hey, them niggas is getting smacked and listen, it's like they getting into a car wreck every time they smashing into each other.
Yeah, I get it.
They
It's a
getting
Yep.
collision sport,
smacked.
2 Cent, but still though, that helmet on, you
It
get
ain't the
knocked in,
same.
it ain't the same.
I
No,
would
Yeah.
say boxing has more deaths per year than any other sport.
But
you
that's because
know.
they dehydrating themselves.
I
And
don't
then
think that's automatically the reason why.
Because but do you
You're
know
not.
do you know a lot of those boxing deaths, like the reason why they're dying is because they don't have water on their brain?
I mean, that could be why, but I mean, it was a high. It was a high. It was very
That's why they get
risky
knocked
even
out
before
too.
people were cutting weight like that. Even like
and then
it don't even matter. Like I remember that girl in Mexico, she's like 15. She died, and I don't think I remember seeing that fight. I don't remember her looking like I saw her. She fought at her regular weight. I think that's true that the dehydration could play a factor, but no,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
average person is not meant to. You're not supposed to get hit in your noggin like that's trauma to your brain.
and then two
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
then 2
used to
Cent, you can
doing
play
that.
scared.
That's
You can
dangerous.
play ball. You can play football scared. Like if you don't want to hit like corners, like stuff like that. Receivers don't like getting hit. You can't fight scared. It's only so much you can run in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
you have to
All
be
right,
built to
y'all.
box.
Well, we're at the video. Let me take it down. If you look at the agenda on the left side of your screen, we are now at the video review portion of the Sunday review show. So what I'm going to do now is pull up some videos. We're going to take a look at them, and then everybody's going to give their 2 cents, and we're going to review them together. So let's pull up this video. We're going to run down the X. Now, I just found this video of Canelo Alvarez saying that Canelo says Jake Paul brought up his name because he can't sell tickets. Now, this is not the first person that we've heard of accusing Jake Paul of using their name to sell tickets. Let's see
Yeah.
what Canelo has to say.
Realize that in every single event, they need to talk about me to sell tickets and pay-per-view. Every fight is other fights there, and they always talk about Canelo and this, and I want to fight Canelo, and because they don't sell tickets, they don't sell pay-per-view. They need to mention my name, and I think Jake Paul don't sell so much tickets for the fight he have with his company, or I don't know, and that's why he bring that situation, that the 200 million. What I realized that
So I don't know what y'all think about that. Canelo say Jake Paul just saying his name because he don't sell no tickets, which we just heard Jake Paul accused of this shit yesterday from Clarissa Shields.
Well, I'll say
It's
this, right?
about tickets, or he just trying to
I've
get
mentioned
paid. Like
this. I've mentioned this before about Jake Paul.
I don't
The
know.
video that he dropped about Canelo, him in the Canelo conversation with 200 million or whatever the case may be. That was an old video from before he even decided to go over there with Turkey. I don't know why Jake did that. More importantly, Jake can't even fight until he gets medical clearance because of his jaw. So that definitely was a clout chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I
yep.
mean, this
And
isn't
then
nothing. This isn't that new Jake been talking about boxers since he got in the game. He finally landed on your name, nigga.
3 different places.
I mean, I
So
think
he's gonna be out for a long time.
mm, I think this is what a lot of boxers do today. Like
obviously we see that in boxing, like a lot of boxers attach, their names to like the biggest stars because it's one of the safest ways to get attention. Attention like the clicks and negotiation leverages. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's a part of the game. I know some people hate it, but again, I'm not mad. Like Jake Paul, especially understand like what how do you say modern promotion is. It's like even if a fight is unrealistic and it's not even competitive, by just saying Canelo's name, you start a discussion like what we're doing now. You say Tank's name just to start a discussion. I mean, this is how boxing is, so I'm not too mad at it.
Nah,
I
but
think
but but you know what too? I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe Jake Paul would really fight Canelo though. And if he had the opportunity to get in that ring and they present that 200 million, I do believe he would get in that ring with Canelo. I mean, after seeing what happened to him with AJ, I think he'll get in the ring with anybody now, even if he knows they're gonna beat his ass. I feel like he's
I'm
just
about
gonna
to
do it.
say, that ring will be as big as two blocks. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same situation with her.
But you
Like
know
Jake
what?
Paul
Even though
around.
even if it is a big ring, I feel like something like that, Canelo would, like, I feel like he'd make it like how he makes all his fights, because his Canelo's last couple fights haven't been that good, and plus too, like, I don't think Jake would just, Jake, one thing I could really appreciate with Jake is that he does entertain, and I thought he was gonna do a lot better in the AJ fight. And I didn't think he was gonna beat him, but he did. He probably thought like AJ was gonna just take it easy on him, but AJ came in there and he wasn't to be played with. So shout out to that. But if they do
Hell
fight, I feel like
no.
it'd be
You
a
gotta
funny
make a
fight.
statement. You
Yeah,
gotta
he
make a
did.
statement
Hey, hey,
Jake Paul because
hey.
you can't play with Jake Paul because for one, you're insulting real boxing. Like I said, AJ saved boxing that night. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah, no,
you
he
don't
did. He beat the
play
He
shit
boxing.
out of
did.
him.
You
He
don't
Knocked the
beat,
play
and you
soul
know
out of
boxing.
what?
him.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna lie.
hmm
I wasn't expecting AJ to beat the shit out of him like that.
He
And
better
I
had
was
him.
just like, damn,
Well, I
that
would have
was
been slandering his name. I'd have been slandering his name. I'd have been calling him everything but a child of God if he didn't do what he did. Because there's no reason in hell that Jake Paul should even last in the damn ring with a real boxer. He
They
this
try
is
True
to
that.
ridiculous.
they're trying to get that theory in Ngannou going. That's what they want, that lightning in the bottle.
Oh
Man, nobody
man,
want to see that shit
ain't
no more. Look,
nobody
check
see
this
that
video
shit
out.
no more.
No, that's
This
what
is
Turkey's. You don't hold on, Tuesday. You don't think that's what Turkey's doing? Why the hell would you? Why the hell you think Usyk got his ass beat last night, and they call it off, and the first thing this nigga say is buy my shit again.
Man, I just need Turk. I need Turkey to go away, man. This is
Tank
just
told y'all Turkey be fixing fights. That's why he ain't fighting over there.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, check this out. Check this scene out. And see, this is where I want to know what y'all think about this, right?
That look
Because I'm gonna
clean. I ain't
play
gonna lie.
this scene. Look at this scene right here, y'all.
That look clean. Look like need to be in a video game.
Now that looks dope as hell.
They
It
do.
looks like a video game, and I promise, if I was there, I'd be like, this shit dope as hell. But beyond that, then what? Beyond that being
decent.
dope as hell, then what? It's not no rumble in the jungle situation where
Good
it's gonna be a
scenery.
memorable fight. And I'm trying to figure out, do I just feel like that because I don't rock with Usyk like that? Are the Usyk fans gonna feel like this one for the books?
no.
The
You're not
big
wrong.
No.
spectacle?
I
You
Two
like.
know what I'm
cents.
saying?
I
Two
really like.
cents. I don't. 2 cents. I didn't know if you watched the fight earlier, but I mean, besides the backdrop and everything, the commentators they were complaining about flies in the area.
It's
Oh
nice for the
yeah, they said
aesthetic,
them
So
I
they
flies
guess.
so
big
they
as
had a lot
hell.
of issues.
Well, I don't watch fights with the commentary.
They sure
I
did.
don't
I
watch
heard that
fights
too,
with the
Teach.
commentary.
I
I
heard that
don't listen to it
too.
either.
But
Yeah,
See,
that's what
that's the reason why so many people out here thinking that Usyk fight was so close and all of that. It's because they listening to the commentary, and at the same time, they putting up Mike Carpenter's ring take of who he think is winning the fight. Mike Carpenter, come on, man.
But you know,
I
two
thought
cent.
the scenery. I thought the scenery was nice until Ace Osteen ruined it for me. He said that was AI.
I mean, I
But
think what Turkey does to me, Turkey is really well, not just Turkey, but what's like a lot of these cards is really like style over substance. That's what he really get.
Yes.
Like it's really
Yes.
style over substance. Like even when he was first doing the promotions, he does the video game, which they were really cool. I really like the commercials, like the video game type, feel. And he would put a lot of into like the fluff and all that. But then like, and he like, oh, this person's fighting this person. He would just put two names on a card, not something we necessarily asked for or wanted. But he put two names on a card and a build up. But then if like the card always fall short of like the
Nah,
actual.
remember it was the car, the build-up, and Eminem. It
Yeah,
was
it's
the
just
Eminem.
like the what you're seeing
Oh,
is
that Eminem concert was fucking
nothing
lit.
memorable. It's just like kind of like the New York thing, right? Like he at the New York, oh, I put in the middle of Times Square and I'm doing this. And yeah, but like this is not gonna go down in boxing history. Like, I mean, if you want to award for like best backdrop, cool, you got it. But like
and I think that's what this is all about. This the
The
look,
looks.
the visual.
Maybe
that
doing a
was
rematch.
that was a great idea, so to speak, to be in Egypt and looking like it's being filmed against the pyramids and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that is what I think he's doing. He's doing these backdrops, as you say. He's doing these spectacles. We're not always seeing great fights, but we're seeing a lot of visual, as you say, a lot of fluff, a lot of
Yeah.
fireworks.
Mr. Greg, didn't you like to see Haney on a horse in front of the pyramid?
No,
Oh,
bro, that's stupid.
I
No,
just was living for
no,
you know so
no,
crazy.
that's
Like
stupid.
I went to
Now
Egypt 2 years
Devin looked
ago.
AI. Devin looked AI. His head looked all small, where his body was all buff and looking crazy. I was like, "What's wrong with him?"
That nose was big as all hell, though.
I don't know, but he sure
But he
looked like
never seen
Popeye
a
the
horse.
Sailor Man.
Hold on. Can you
No,
be
he
in
was
the
on a
desert with your
camel.
shirt off? Can you be
He
in the
was on a
desert with your shirt off?
Why not?
I wouldn't.
Because
I mean,
because that heat burns your skin.
yeah, it
It's
was
dry
burning me.
heat.
I
It
did the
burns
whole
your skin.
camel. I did the whole, Giza with the camel. I got the picture. I did the whole thing like 3 years ago. But then again, depending on when you go. I went in September. It was hot, like hot. I don't know, maybe it's not as hot, but like that sun was burning because there is there's
Yes.
no trees to like. There's no shade.
Yeah. That's
Nah,
what I was
but you
gonna
know what?
say. When you
Somebody,
see people in
go
the
ahead,
desert,
my
you
bad.
don't see them without clothes on. When you see people in the desert, they always got on
Yeah, they
sleeves.
always got clothes
The
on.
heat
Yeah, everybody was
burns their
covered.
skin.
Nah,
So when I
two
seen Devin with
cents.
that shirt off, I was like, damn, that shit don't burn his skin. It must have been all that
Nah,
sweat. He don't even feel it.
He
It's
was
that
hot as a
snack. It's
nah,
that
motherfucker.
nah.
snack
Two
skin.
cents.
That snack activated,
Somebody,
huh?
somebody actually said, somebody was saying, I forgot what commentator it was, and Mr. Greg made a good point. It's more for like the looks and like the appeal, and it was funny because somebody was like, "Yo, it's getting windy. You got dirt flying around," and then somebody said, "Yo, how are the fighters gonna react?" And then somebody said, somebody was like, "Oh, it don't matter if there's dirt. It don't matter what's going on out here. As soon as these fighters step in the ring." Oh man, that bell ring. They fighters. They don't care about the dirt. And I'm just like, man, you telling me it's windy? You telling me I pay all this money to go over there and it's windy and you got dirt
Listen,
flying in my face?
I don't
Yeah.
know if
You
anybody
trying to
has ever
slip a
been
punch and you got wind
I don't
coming.
know if anybody has ever been in a dust storm, but I went to
Yeah.
school in New Mexico. I've been in a dust storm.
Oh, you
That
went to a
shit has
NMSU, right?
yes, that shit
Okay.
has
Yes.
sand
Okay.
every fucking I mean, it's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
it's in your teeth, it's you
Yeah,
grinding it, it's in your eyes, it's in your ears. It is the worst natural weather thing I've
Dusty.
ever experienced,
Yeah.
bro. It's terrible. So if they were
Two
over
cents.
there
You know what?
fighting in that
You're right.
condition, it's terrible.
oh, let it finish.
Yeah, I'm finna say if you
Two
was
two
over there
cents. You're
trying to
right.
sit
Cause
down
I'm
and
I'm
watch
I'm
a
out
fight,
there.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
you
know
trying to
that
fight?
night it got cold.
Do you remember how they
Yeah.
used to how fighters would be fighting outside sometimes, and they just fighting, and they would throw dust in your eye or dirt in your eye? The same thing
Yep.
can happen when you in the ring and it's blowing. It's getting in both of your eyes. It's getting the granules are getting in your gloves. It's in your mouth. It's getting in your lungs. That's terrible.
But that's the kind of stuff they want, Mr. Greg. Do you see
Yeah,
They
what
don't
you
care
see what
about the
I'm saying?
fighters.
That's what they
They
want.
don't.
They
yeah.
want
I
this
mean,
whole
yeah, I
like
think, and I feel like I
blood
think you're right.
sport type
Go ahead. I'm
thing.
sorry. My bad.
Yeah, this whole blood sport type of thing they got going.
They're
Nah,
trying to
but
turn to the
but
Royal
but
Rumble. That's all it
like
is.
I get it though. Like you wanna put on these events. why can't Turkey just put on an event somewhere in Vegas and still give away a
Yeah.
car and do the exact same shit? Because last night when I heard that, when the commentator said, yeah, there's all this dirt flying all over the place because it's windy. In my head, I'm kind of thinking to myself like, man, is Turkey like? Does he think that boxing is a video game and shit? Because he be making like he be putting these dudes in like weird locations to be fighting. So I'm just like, damn, like Turkey must not he must not really take it serious. Cause I get it, he's not using his money, so they just throwing bags. But also too, I wanted to tell y'all, did y'all see all the love Ryan was getting and from Turkey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
speaking of
I
Turkey
thought
love
I
something,
Ryan.
thought I thought that was kind of weird because for
Ryan can't eat a fuck.
the way they
Why he
was
keep doing
seated,
that?
Turkey looking back, telling them like, yo, y'all don't fight each other now. Y'all wait till y'all get in that ring. But to
Yeah.
me, I was kind of like, Ryan got up, he said what's up to everybody, and I thought that was kind of strange because I mean, Devin is supposed to be Turkey's guy and everything, but it looked like he cared more for Ryan than Devin.
I was gonna say real
Yep.
quick.
And Ryan Cease was better.
Yeah, but basically what you're saying, Turkey. This is the last thing, and it has to do with Ryan too. If y'all remember, y'all know if y'all remember the last time he did that whole New York, he did the whole
Bro, is Turkey
New
doing
York.
that on purpose
He
to
did
make Devin fight
last time he
Ryan?
did the
Like,
New
why he
York
doing
thing.
that?
Ryan said that one of the reasons he lost to Rolly, which could be an excuse too, but one of his complaints was that he said you really couldn't warm up. So Turkey is putting people in positions. He's just trying. He don't care. Like I think the actual boxing is secondary to the showmanship, and like again, it's style over substance. He's style first, prioritized, because one thing Ryan said was like we didn't get to warm up. You don't really get to like then there's a lot like it was just bad strategically. Like okay, you had to get a cab or a car to drive you from your hotel to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really get to
Mm-hmm.
warm up. You don't really get and he said, and then it was just an awkward situation that they're not used to, and it was kind of hard to like get in there. And then it's like also like if you had to, like they were saying something about they had to wait for the car, the traffic, they had to block off. So you use the bathroom, you got to go again. Like he was just saying, and then when they had to check, they couldn't just go to there was no like doctor at the side. They had to go inside of an ambulance, so they had to drive over there. He said it was just weird. Like the whole thing was weird. And before you had to check the other guy's gloves because it was just not well run. And I just think this is the second time that's happened. Like y'all talking about the dust in the eyes and all that. And it's like he's not thinking about that. And I think that's a problem. Like they not really boxing people. They're just they're event people. And I think he's just trying to like I think this is like his advertisement for tourism.
Feels that
yeah,
way too.
but you're gonna invite me somewhere that's not gonna be comfortable. Like I don't want to be dealing with flies and sand in my mouth. Like that shit look cool, and then people probably not gonna complain out loud because they, you know what I'm saying? They can't because Turkey gonna cut them off or whatever the case political thing they got going on. But you doing all this stuff that's so great when it's not great. The fighters told you that final flop card was terrible. It was like they was sparring. It was nobody in the thing. It was nobody cheering. It felt empty. You driving in a car to your things. Like all that shit was terrible. And that card was terrible. All of those performances was trash. And because of the conditions that they had to fight in was probably why.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody just wants to. We don't hear having an honest conversation about that. Why you hate Turkey? Like nobody wants to have an honest conversation about this stuff because I don't know why. Because they're gonna have to just admit that this shit ain't what they
Too
thought
soon.
it was gonna be. He's doing the
Do you, rem-
exact opposite of what he promised y'all.
I mean, what I'll
do you
say about
remember
that,
that?
I
Hold
think.
on, hold on,
Oh,
hold
okay.
on, T.
Mhm.
So do you remember when Tio came out and he had like complaints about the fight card and then immediately it was like deleted off the internet? You remember
Yep.
that? It
Yep.
was in the chat
Yep.
and the what you call it. He even complained about it and then Rolly complained about it. You know what I'm saying? They were
Ryan
complaining about
did
like a
too.
situation. Yeah, about like their water and stuff, like how Devin had like special water and they had to drink. It was a lot that went behind that card.
And you remember that fight card when somebody called Bill Haney in the ring at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
What?
Y'all don't remember that?
Yeah,
Somebody
he was.
called Bill
Yeah, I
Haney in the
remember
ring at like two
in New
o'clock in the
York.
morning
He was like
in New
walking
York.
around seeing how big it was, how much
He
room Devin had to move
no,
around.
he was planning something in his corner, if you ask me. Because why is you in the ring at 2:00 in the morning? Then when somebody seen you, you was looking goofy.
Recorded him too.
Why did he even
They
have
recorded him
access
jumping
to
in the
it?
ring.
Exactly, Juke.
Man, I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
He paid
Exactly,
somebody to
Juke.
get in there, and he still got caught. If somebody saw it,
He
that's
was
what
looking
happened.
real crazy when he
He,
got caught.
he threw his money away and
Man,
got
why
away.
should
Nah,
I
yeah.
downloaded
He
that
should have played it
video,
off and
man?
started shadow boxing in there. Should have acted like he was doing
I did
something.
not even know that. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Listen, I got to get in the habit of downloading everything, y'all. I wish I would have downloaded that.
Yeah, because stuff they take stuff off the internet really quick.
All right, this is what they talking about when they talking about those seats. Everybody coming to take pictures with Ryan. Ain't nobody coming to take pictures with Devin. Imagine sitting there, everybody come taking pictures with Ryan. Everybody come take pictures with Devin.
Now why he
Ryan
do
had
that?
better seats too. Why they sit Ryan? Why they sit Devin right behind
Petty,
Ryan?
man.
Yeah, why they do that? I swear, man.
Turkey
Because
Petty.
they try to create. Listen, y'all. Listen.
Turkey trying, Devin. Like you gonna fight Ryan or else.
They
Like,
try to, guys, y'all. It's so much to talk about. Like I'm gonna be on here past 2 hours today. It's so much to talk about because the fact that y'all asking why are they sitting them together, and it only leads to my next video I want us to review about how Turkey is doing the same thing that Dana White got sued for, which is trying to control the narrative. He's trying to control the narrative. Now, I don't know if they plan to fight in the future or if Bill and Devin really don't want that rematch with Ryan Garcia. Because if they planning to fight for the future, then I may be like, all right, I can kind of see how they kind of, want to get them with a little back and forth on tape or something. But they not even engaging with each other. You get what I'm
and
saying? Like
and
they
Devin
They're
ain't
not
got no fight.
engaging because Devin doesn't want to engage. I don't know if you have the video of Turkey talking to them, but Devin ran his ass up out there. More importantly, I think because I couldn't hear Turkey, but what I think Turkey said was, if this ain't your next fight, I ain't paying for it. Because
Man,
Devin
see?
wants to fight.
Thank you. I
Yep,
swear I've been on that. It's
that's
like, but
what
if you're
it
not
is.
fighting, yeah, or you don't sign a Zuffa, you ain't had no fights. Like it's something. Man.
That's what it is. If you don't fight Ryan Garcia, then I'm not paying you no more money. You get no more money. No guarantees.
Hold
Fight
on, I think I
Garcia.
got that clip. Hold on, I got you, Jab Queen. That's it right there.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Fight
Look,
got coming
look,
up.
look at Turkey.
There's Devin and Ryan. Okay, I see Devin and Ryan going back and forth. We need to see them run that back. I was in their fight at the Barclays a couple of years ago. It
Look
needs
how
to
fast
happen
Devin
again.
got up out of
That's
there.
what they were talking to each other about.
Damn, that
Maybe
boy
a few swear
disappeared.
words and bleep bleeps.
Wait a minute. So this is
involved
Devin's
as well.
leaving?
Good fighters.
Time out, Jab.
Wait,
Time
what
out,
just
time
happened?
out. We gotta run that back. Wait a minute.
Look like
So
Devin was saying
Turkey
hi
Allen
to Ryan.
Sheik.
How you
Okay.
doing? I don't know.
First of all, punch the like and subscribe button if you haven't punched the like and subscribe button already. I want to welcome everybody to the Sunday Review Show. Yes, we got a new look going over here at 2 Cents Boxing. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at $2 Cents Boxing or let me know and dropping it below your 2 cents in the super chat. We are currently almost halfway to the goal of 20 super chats for the live stream today. So y'all be sure to help support the channel. If you enjoying this great content, unfiltered, honest, logical boxing talk. If you enjoy that, punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. So it's looking like in this video, and we gonna run it back. Devin was standing there. Turkey Allen Sheik was talking to Devin and Ryan, like, when we gonna get y'all in the ring? What's up? What's up? Let's go. We gotta make this next fight. Turkey turned his head and then Devin disappeared. I did not know this nigga knew magic. I did not know. Let's watch this video again. Let's watch this video.
That's right, isn't it?
again.
Really good win against Mario Barry. Excellently, Turkey Al Sheikh. What fight have I got coming up? There's Devin and Ryan. Okay, I see Devin and Ryan going back and forth. We need to see them run that back. I was in their fight at the Barclays a couple of years ago. It needs to happen again.
There you
That's
He
what
gone.
they were talking to each other about. Maybe
Man,
a
Brody.
few swear words and bleeps involved as well.
It's funny how good they are at doing this kind of stuff to create the narratives that you're speaking of. This is all purposeful. Even how it's just
But
like
they're not good at it, Mr. Greg. I see straight through it. I don't
but
understand why people
most
don't.
people don't, because we talk about it on a weekly basis. Most people don't. They just see it. It's just like how they do fashion shows. Those people who are sitting in the front, the first three rows, those seats are put there, and the people who are in those seats are there for a reason, to create stories and narratives. And you see what Turkey was? He's in between playing referee. It looked like he's playing referee to some degree, with Devin standing up, seeing Ryan right at the right angle. Plus, there were the cameras had them clear. But that's
Yep.
what they do. It's the spectacle. It's the anticipation that they're trying to create. Just so you can imagine it. You keep putting their names together. All of this is to create, like I said, the sparkle, the flash. But
it ain't gonna work if Devin's scared.
Yeah,
and not only that, they sat Devin right behind Ryan, so we saw him. You got to look at the back of his head all night.
Well, Devin has to reconcile what he wants to do, because he's not looking as good as he think he is.
Devin said he going through some things, man. I don't know.
So I'm wondering, was that clip we just saw? Was that before? Like, did he come back and sit later? Because we saw a picture of him sitting behind Ryan, or was that like
that was his seat?
No, he was sitting in front of Ryan. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
sitting
he's all
behind
over the
Ryan.
shot.
Behind Ryan.
Oh, he was sitting behind Ryan. I was wondering was that later on. I don't know.
I don't know the
I
timeline.
swear,
I
I
don't know if
think
like he
Jai had
like
a
left and
IEP the
came
way his
back.
interview went.
But in
was
that
tripping.
scene, it looked like that nigga knew alchemy. He just disappeared.
I think
he still got the belt in
I
his
don't like the
mind.
way Turkey doing Devin, and I don't understand why Devin fans ain't live it. I don't get it, but whatever.
All right, so let me get this cash out real quick. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $10 in the cash out. Hold on. He says, "Land of the Tankamaniac, salute 2 cents boxing. Hopefully, I got you closer to your Tana Maniacs goal." Shout out Big Dog Willie. We got another super chat, and that is from Dragon. No, hold on. That's not from Dragon Assassin Fishing. Big Dog Willie's back in the super chat with the $2. He says, Tankamaniacs, Tankamaniacs, Tankamaniacs. Shout out to Big Dog Willie.
Jackass.
We are now at 11 super chats. We are over halfway to the goal. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Now, speaking of Turkey trying to control narratives, I don't know if y'all checked this out, but I did a reaction video to this interview. I want to come on here and react to it with the group. And let's listen to what Jai Opataya has to say pertaining to what he has coming up and planned in the future, and what he has to say about the David Benavidez fight, because I'm like not understanding what's happening right now with this situation. But let's check out this video. Y'all push that like and
Good to speak to you. How's things? How have you been?
I've been good, bro. I've been busy. I've been here and there, fucking doing heaps of shit. So it's good, man. It's good to be here in Egypt, though. You know, I've been soaking it up. Been pretty busy here as well, but yeah, I've been good anyway. So yeah.
I see you wrestling Crawford earlier. How was that?
Yeah, bro. Fuck, everyone's been talking about it now. He got me off guard. I wasn't sure. He's a strong little kid, man. No, I'm not a kid. He's a strong dude, you know. But yeah, man, it was.
This who Terrence Crawford was trying to roll around in the sand with?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who Terrence Crawford was manhandling in that damn sand.
Man, he cannot. Well, he can't wait to grab on the man and try to roll around on the ground with him everywhere he goes.
He loves playing grab ass.
Everywhere he go, like, bruh, you're 40 years old. Like,
Stop
relax.
it, 2 cents. Doesn't roll around. He has a wrestling.
It's funny. He's a good dude.
Yeah. How incredible is it to have boxing at the pyramids?
Well, I couldn't believe it. You know, we actually went and seen the pyramids today. You know, rode some camels and some horses.
I heard Egypt is actually filthy though.
A lot of Egypt is not good anymore.
I heard it's bad out there.
I mean, they have a. You know what I mean? Just like any place that has its poverty-stricken areas, but the poverty is like poverty. It has some really, some really.
To the point where it's unsanitary in a lot of places. It's like medieval times in parts of Egypt.
Wow.
And when you're there, you can see where they have, like, there are some signs, like when we were going to our hotel, like some hotels, you can tell, like, maybe I don't know if it was bombed, or you can tell they had some type of conflict. you can see the remnants of that in certain parts. It's super, at least in Cairo, I should say, especially in Cairo.
Shit, and we sort of got to look at the arena. So it's actually pretty crazy to see what they're doing, and the just their imagination. They can just sort of think of these things, and then they happen and become real. So it's
What do you think about the fight with Usyk and Verhoeven tomorrow?
Sorry?
What do you think about tomorrow night's main event?
Should be entertaining. The guy he's fighting, Rico, he's a big lad and he's a dangerous dude. So Usyk.
Keep asking professional boxers this. Do y'all think they finna say the kickboxer finna win? These UK reporters are terrible.
Obviously the GOAT, and I see him winning. I see him outboxing him. To be honest, I didn't know too much about Rico until this fight because, it's a different type of world. But, it's still dangerous, bro. You got to be switched on. And by the looks of things, he's been training hard and he's staying ready.
Is there a lot on the line for Usyk, would you say? Like, especially in a fight where he's fighting someone like Rico who's not really boxed before, like the potential of losing, with all his belts. Do you think there's a lot on the line for him in terms of risk?
Of course. Usyk's up the top. He's got everything to lose. Yeah. You know what I mean? And coming against someone that's got nothing to lose, it's dangerous. It's always dangerous against someone that's, who can take all the risks. So
yeah, brilliant. Look, I guess I wanted to talk about yourself. I guess what is the latest?
Okay, so we're about to talk about himself. Let's listen to what his plans are.
It's obviously coming off of a win against Brandon Glanton. There's obviously a situation ongoing with the IBF. But I guess from your point of view, what's next for yourself?
When they're talking about the fighting Noel next, so I'm hoping that follows through. I'm just sort of on standby at the moment, waiting for the phone call for it to be 100% locked in. But that's what we're pushing for. We want unification fights, and I've made that clear every time.
Yeah.
So coming off the back of the Brendan Glanton win, we're happy with that performance. We're going to move on and chase more belts, bro, because, it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah. There's also...
Okay, so we heard him say he has an opponent lined up in the fight that he's currently trying to make, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And my next question is, so if he's already doing that, he's not really worried about David Benavidez. And my next question is, what belts is Ja Opataya chasing? Has anybody got anything to say about what he said so far? Because you went to Zuffa and you got stripped because of how they're presenting their belt. But now you're saying you want to go and fight for belts. And we're still even unclear on what that really even means when it comes to Zuffa. So you went to Zuffa, got stripped, only to continue to try to fight for belts to do what? Like, I don't have any clarity on that situation. Does anybody up here have any clarity on that?
I went over this last night on my
Somebody
show.
lied to him.
I was arguing with Tony Reviews about this because Tony Reviews loves to tell me how Dana White is going to work with the sanctioning bodies and all of this after stating that he wouldn't clearly. However, that does not mean that the sanctioning bodies are going to honor anything Zuffa has going on, and Ja Opataya knows that. So the fact that you're now in litigation with the IBF trying to get your belt back, stating that you want to go for undisputed, is really a mute point, especially since you're over there on Zuffa. You will not be able to achieve that. Why this man went over there to begin with, I will never understand this. But he's going to have a very difficult time trying to become undisputed under the Zuffa umbrella. That's just a fact. I don't know what he thinks he's got going on. I really don't.
From what I understand, the guy that he's in negotiations with now is the WBC Cruiserweight champion. So, I mean, if the WBC goes along with that, I mean, it would be interesting to see because the IBF didn't go along with it. But if the WBC goes along with it, what does that say about the WBC? And I guess that's the pathway. I guess that's the pathway he's looking for to get to Benavidez, to get the WBC belt. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes. But this also goes against, what Zuffa is about. Like, they're not supposed to be dealing with the sanctioning bodies. And I don't know why. I prefer them not to deal with them and just do their own thing. But it looks like they're trying to deal with sanctioning bodies now. I don't know why.
But that was my point, Teach. They didn't really think this whole thing through. They decided to can structure this organization. If you're not going to support the sanctioning body, you cannot expect them to sanction fights underneath your organization. It really just doesn't make sense. So even if, for whatever reason, the WBC, because we know they're money hungry, if they do decide to sanction that fight, your belt is now going to be over there on Zuffa. And I just don't believe that that's something that they're going to entertain.
And my next question is like, because the if it's enough money involved in these fights, they'll probably maybe sanction them. I don't know, because this is a political game that we playing right now. And I'm not, and you gotta think Dana White, he really, like, I watched the interview with the WBC, I think it was the WBC president, some lady, and she said, they asked her, why don't y'all fight back against Turkey and all them, basically kind of like putting all the propaganda out about y'all and all this other stuff. And she said, because they're spending $8 million a year on their propaganda. And basically, they can't afford to do that. So when I'm telling y'all that these people want to tear down certain entities and certain fighters and certain things, even though it's kind of, because you could be like, the WBC is corrupt, right? It may be some truth to that. But then when you got millions of dollars in money behind the propaganda, you can push that and other things. And so when you have people you see them doing that to the WBC, why would the other sanctioning bodies want to involve themselves in that?
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And I think, to your point, to say, like, they're pushing this propaganda, and I think that's what they thought, like kind of what Jab was saying, they didn't think this through. I think so. They established their own entity, their own league, because like people want to act like, Zuffa's just as another belt or shit. No, they're their own league. So it's not boxing, it's Zuffa. Like, I know they're doing the sport of boxing, but it's Zuffa, right? It's a completely different entity. They know that, so they everything they did going to Congress was to make sure they were absolutely separate and had their own rules, so they can completely separate from the rest of boxing. So now people are like, well, maybe they can work it out. So we went from people saying, oh yeah, well, this is gonna, Turkey's gonna bring boxing together till he's absolutely dismantled it, like we're trying to dismantle it, like we said. But so I think what they thought is that the propaganda would just automatically have all these boxers abandoning the WBC, the IBF, and all these sanctioning bodies. That's what because they have the money for propaganda, and propaganda works oftentimes, right? I mean, it's already worked. They got Jai. Now Jai has to go through all these additional hurdles to try to get the fights he wants, which is stupid, because like we wouldn't have had, if Zuffa didn't exist, we wouldn't be here. And so at the end of the day, I think that they figure, like, if they put, that's why I remember, and that's when we started seeing the whole, WBC charged me, and I didn't even fight. Blah, blah. These people, okay, Shakur has been a champion multiple times, in different divisions. Bud has been, he's a multi-division undisputed champion, so they know how these rules work. So the sudden, oh my God, the WBC is not that they right or wrong. It's the fact that they knew this already. They only decided to complain about it. And then what they started doing, I think their gateway to try to like solidify their guys was going to be through the Ring magazine belt. That's when they all pushing Ring all of a sudden, and that's how WBC. But it's not happening quick enough or quickly as they would like it to do. So now you got Jai in a situation. And I think because the situation is happening, and then Benavidez isn't biting, because what they're going to try to do is force fans to say, oh, Benavidez got to go to Zuffa. That's what their plan was. Force everybody to go to Zuffa. Oh, well, you just got to fight on a Ring card. They're trying to force everyone else's hand to accommodate Zuffa fighters. And that's not happening. Benavidez isn't biting. And so now other fighters are looking at like, wait a minute, if I go over there, I'm going to get stripped. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And so I think now they're trying to find a happy medium to like, oh, well, we can try to work something out. They don't want to, they want to, whatever they want to work out, they want to be temporarily, just so they can kind of force people to meet in the middle, so they can try to say, oh, my champ, like, solidify and give credence to Zuffa. They created this mess. Josh should have known better. I think, but at the end of the day, if I was Benavidez, look, if you fight me, it's going to be on PBC. I'm not dealing with this. We're not dealing with this.
He shouldn't have to, and he shouldn't have to.
But hold on, because that's where the propaganda really lies, Juke. Because that is exactly what he said after his last fight when he fought Zerto, and all of a sudden people took that and started saying that he's ducking Jai over Taya.
Yep. I don't care what they say. He ain't ducking no
Well,
jab.
that's why we on top of that over here at 2 Cents Boxing. We don't let that shit
I'm
slide.
on
Shout
top
out
of it
to
too.
Randall and Jab Queen Boxing. Y'all know we don't play that. Shout out to Randall 700 with the $2 in the super with the $1.99 in the super chat, just showing support to the channel. Shout out to Jab Queen Boxing with the $2 in the super chat, showing love and support to the channel. Now, one more shout out to Big Dog Willie back in the super chat once again. He says Turkey is smart. He's now giving a donation to the WBA. So he might try to turn how if you can do that. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $2 in the super chat. All right, let's continue and see what else y'all
One eye on
got
Chris
to say.
William-Smith against Ryan Rizicki as well, would you say?
Yeah, for sure. You know, they both signed with Zuffa, and I believe that, you know, I'll eventually be fighting the winner of those guys. I think it's a good fight. You know, may the best man win.
Yeah. Did want to touch more on the IBF situation. Obviously, there's a legal case ongoing with the IBF being sued.
Okay, because I was confused. He kept talking about he got belts and 2 belts. And I'm like, what belts do he have? Did the IBF strip him or not? He about to talk about it.
But obviously, this is the second time that you've been stripped by them. How disappointing is it knowing
what he get stripped for the first time? Anybody know?
Don't
I think that fighting is mandatory.
About.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay.
You put on the line to win the belts.
It is disappointing, you know, but it is what it is. You know, we've got some things to sort out. You know, it is a bit frustrating with all the stuff I've had to sacrifice to get those belts and stuff like that. But you know, we're obviously going through a situation, and you know, by the end of it, I'm hoping to come out on top.
Yeah, are you confident of a positive outcome from everything?
For sure. You know, I feel like I've done nothing wrong, so you know, why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
He feels like he's done nothing wrong. I don't know what they telling y'all.
Like David Benavidez, he got a good win against Zurdo Ramirez, who's someone you called out heavily. I know there was a little back and forth between you and David. Yeah, you're confident that potentially one day you could get that fight on?
Man, that fight's easy to make on our side. You know what I mean? I've been ready. I've been, you know, I'll just hear excuses and.
What does that mean, Jao Pataya? How is the fight easy to make on your side? What does that mean? How have you been ready? You just got the Zuffa. So what are you talking about? This is where the narrative push. This is the narrative right here. The fight's easy to make on my side. I mean, all I hear is excuses. First of all, the reason why this narrative isn't going to work, because it's going to be, or it should be, very hard to paint David Benavidez as a duck. There's nothing.
David Duck. Like literally no one.
There's nothing in his repertoire, in his fighting style, in his character, in what he's displayed to you publicly. There's nothing to believe that he's a duck. So this right here doesn't even make sense. And I don't even understand why people are so hard pressed for this Jao Opetaia fight anyway. I don't think it's gonna be that great of a fight, but that's just my 2 cents. So you see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm telling y'all, we're not gonna let people go to Zuffa and call people out across the street and act like they're in fault if they don't come to Zuffa. Because Dana and Turkey told y'all what they kept telling us, Jab Queen, Mr. Greg, they eliminate. Well, as of right now, he didn't eliminate no sides of the street. He ain't eliminated
He created
them yet.
another
he only
one.
created another one.
No,
and
he created a whole nother freaking planet.
You feel me? And now he's not only created that, he's created tension between him and the sanctioning bodies. And this is a political game we're playing. This is a political game we're playing. This isn't Turkey dictator. We in Saudi Arabia and I say do something and you better do it. This isn't that. We're in the USA. It don't work like that over here. So I don't know if they're trying to like put the public pressure on Benavidez to do something or to give up leverage possibly. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do.
That's not going to work.
But
it's the same play that we've been seeing. Remember? Okay.
They tried that with Tank. They tried it. They tried it with Tank. They tried it. It worked because Bud Crawford is the one who came up with it when it came to Earl.
I think
so
it started
Earl
before
just
that.
said,
But it was a really big demand for that fight, though. Just
I think
naturally.
the only difference is that I think that this type of game they playing started before Earl. Earl was the person who like took the bait, like, okay, fine, I'm gonna give up this, and that. Everybody ain't on that. So, like, remember we saw this. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember back during the Devin versus Tank days. Devin and Tank was on the same network. They were on the same network. Devin left the network, and then Tank ducking me. What? I don't know if y'all remember. Wilder and AJ were on the same network, Showtime. AJ went to the zone. Oh, he ducking me. We had this over and over again. Like, imagine we live next door and we have space and opportunity, and then you move to another state and then say, "Man, it's easy to make the fight." Shut up! It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it.
The same
All right, here we
shit.
go. Let's run it back.
And you know, fucking this and that, you know, Buzz, reach out. How bad do you want to fight? How bad do you want to be undisputed cruiserweight? That's an easy fight to make, you know.
What the is Ja Obataia talking about? What does Benavidez wanting to be undisputed have to do with him? What does it have to do with him? Can somebody please tell me?
Not a damn thing.
Absolutely nothing.
Ain't got that belt no more. Not a damn thing. Satine got
Not
that
a thing. He is
Move
completely.
around. Move around.
John may as well be in MMA. It has undisputed has nothing to do with you anymore.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what is he not getting? Nobody knows. Zuffa is not a part of boxing. Zuffa is his own thing.
And they don't deal with the other sanctioning bodies. As a matter of fact, what they need to be concerned about is what they paid the senators and the Senate, what they paying them to put into that Muhammad Ali so-called revisal act, what they paying them to put in there that has Dana White going around saying that soon, by the end of the year, everybody will be coming to Zuffa. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, they keep saying it, and that's everybody's talking point. Oh, everybody's
then they need to let
if they
wait
pay
that
well,
to happen.
man.
Hopefully, Ja will still be active. Let that. We gonna wait and see if that happens. If that happens, and Ja got it. It's all great for Ja. But right now, you ain't in the discussion. He's gone somewhere.
No, but he can
all the C level fighters will be over there. The B minus, the C minus, the C level fighters. They will
fight on the ring though. It's not.
All right, let me finish. Hold on, Hacker. Hold on. We're gonna finish the video, Hacker, for you. Hold on.
There's all these little excuses and stuff, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, I think he's going to take a different path, and I think he's going to take a smarter path, to be honest.
Do you think he doesn't want the fight?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, this is ostrich.
Well, they asked him why. Listen to his answer.
What do you think? Do you think he doesn't want the fight?
I don't know if my opinion is.
No, I'm asking. I'm asking.
For
Do you think he doesn't want the fight?
For me as a fan, I'd love to see the fight.
Yeah, but do you think he doesn't want the fight?
I don't know. I think Benavidez is a fighter. You know, he's obviously jumped up in weights.
Well, why wouldn't he want to become undisputed? Yeah. You know, he's got both belts. I got 2 belts. Like,
what the? Listen, this is the most misleading, egregious. He got 2 belts. I got 2 belts. As if he fights you, he'll be undisputed.
John, what belt? He ain't got no belt that boxing respects.
He got those regional belts.
He got a Mickey Mouse, what they call it, Mickey Mouse. That's a true Mickey Mouse. Boy, oh my God, John's lying through his teeth, baby.
Oh man.
You made your baby.
And then people gonna let this slide. Like Boxing Hacker, he got up here with the helmet on, ready to hop on the Johnson.
But he don't care.
I'm not letting it go. Like people always ask, they can't fight.
Same thing. But who Benavidez gonna fight?
Yeah, they can still fight on the ring. Overboard and shit.
They can't even fight Usyk now. Usyk, after Usyk got his ass whooped, he ain't got nobody to fight.
Usyk won.
All right, let's finish the video because y'all gotta acknowledge that this man is flat out lying. That's what we're talking about. We're not. The argument is not if they can fight on a ring card and all of that shit. We don't know for sure. That's just still kind of ambiguous. But what is for sure fact is that he's flat out lying in this interview. Let's finish.
The Ring magazine, like, why wouldn't he take the fight?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
But I guess your opinion, like,
I suppose you know he's got some big fights to make, and you know there's a lot of weight division. If he can make it, like I see the business side of it. You know what I mean? It makes sense to do whatever he wants to do. So
So do it make sense to do what he want to do when you see the business side of it and he can make some fights over on his side? Or do you feel like he don't really want the fight, Ja?
You feel like I think it's both of them.
You just said two different things, bro. You're not making any sense. You first of all, you flat out lying and you double speaking. Do he not want to fight with you, or do he got other big fights he can make and you understand the business? Which one is it? Like, y'all gotta acknowledge when these dudes is double speaking and saying dumb shit. How do y'all let this just go over your what? Nobody heard this, and the first thing he said was he been working on the fight and he got a fight coming up, but yet you ended talking about David Benavidez don't want to fight you, and the fight is easy to make at Zuffa, but you do understand that he got bigger fights and better fights that he could make that'll be easier to make.
So
come on, man.
No, but it's two of the same thing, right? He's just saying that, hey, like, he understands the business aspect, but also he doesn't want to fight. Those two things can both exist at the same time.
You know,
they're
what's
not
funny?
like counters of each other. You know, they're not complete opposites.
You know what's so funny? He said that the fight is easy to make, but keeping your belt wasn't even easy to do. So which one? Like, you couldn't even keep your own belt. So how is it?
You gotta sue. You gotta sue to get your belt, but the fight. But
you're not even a factor in boxing anymore. You're a
But those are
Zuffa
also
now.
two different things as well, though.
All right, here we go.
I was in his court, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you know, I'm not a disrespectful dude, you know. I don't disrespect other fighters, but that's an easy fight to make if he wants it. So
Yeah. How amazing of a fight would that be?
Definitely, man, it'd be good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Look, Jai, appreciate it, Tom. Was always good to.
Yeah, fight in the ring.
All right, so we're gonna try. Hold on, we're gonna try something. Hold on, let me say something real quick. We're gonna try something real quick that so we can. I want to try to prevent people from like just screaming and talking over people. So like y'all see that timer at the top corner. Let's say somebody talking right, and they saying some dumb nigga shit. Let them finish talking, and when the timer starts over, I'm gonna say land your plane, and you got till the timer starts over to land your plane so we can let somebody else talk. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So that's
And
for everybody,
if you continue to talk, you will be put in timeout.
That's fair. That's for everybody, though, right? 2 cents. Not just
That's for everybody. That's for
Okay.
everybody. You got 59 seconds. So if you get the tripping, I'm gonna wait till it get back to 0, and I'm gonna say land your plane, and you're gonna have an additional minute to finish what you're saying.
Oh hell no!
So every 59
That's a
seconds,
long
somebody else
time.
starts.
Yeah, that is a long
That's a
time.
long time, especially when people say the same thing over and
Especially
over.
you gotta listen to the hacker, man.
But that way,
Oh, man.
that way,
viewers.
we're done, and then it's the next person's turn, and we don't got to worry about. I'm gonna do a better clock, but we just gonna try that for today.
Okay.
But anyway, so I just wanted to point that out, and I just wanted to point out a narrative being pushed about this whole Zuffa thing and the fight easy to make and all this other stuff, because it just like you're a new outfit. You want somebody to leave an outfit that they know is this and that they're comfortable with, to come to Zuffa with Dana White of all people, who they obviously lied to you because nigga, you got stripped as soon as you went over there, and that ain't what they told you. So you talking about the fight easy to make? Why wasn't it easy for you to keep your belt? And why it ain't easy for you to get it back? That's my question. What else y'all got?
Okay,
Let me see if I can find the next video to review.
So I want to respond to that real quick, right? I'll wait until the clock starts over.
No, just go ahead. That's for when everybody
Okay.
wants you to shut up. We start timing you.
Well, I thought it says for everybody too, so you can't just.
It is for everybody.
Everybody. So okay, so so here's the thing, right? People always act like just because he's with Zuffa, like they can't fighters that go Zuffa or sign as contractors to Zuffa, like can't make fights outside of it. Turkey still stands as independent. Riyadh season still independent. They work with everybody. They work with Zuffa. They work with all the sanctioned body. They work with all the promoters. You know, so technically speaking, if they can get Turkey to agree, they can make the fight. You know, I think that's what he's alluding to. Like, hey, like we can fight on the ring cards. You know, it's not like you have to sign you got to sign over to Zuffa, drop your belts or anything like that. We can fight on the ring, you know, for whatever, you know, and then we can still make the fight, which makes sense, you know. Now people are saying like, well, you know, well maybe he has bigger, better things. Well, Jai Patayo is a big fight for him too, you know. Like I get there might be like a Bivol in the win somewhere, but Bivol's already fighting somebody, so I think Jai Patayo is a good fight for him. You know, I also don't think he's counteracting himself. But time's up.
You can keep going, Hacker. Just say
Hell
what you
no,
got
he
to say.
can't.
I'm saying when people are trying to talk
I
and you
step in
keep
if
going
Hacker
and going,
done.
when people are trying to talk
I
and
would
then
do it
people
every 1
keep
minute.
going and going, then I'm gonna put you on the clock so we can let you finish your point. People finish their point so somebody else can talk. But right now, nobody is trying to interject, so you can keep going if you got more to say.
Yeah.
I think Terrence Best Videos want to go though. Terrence Best Videos, what you got?
Yeah, if Hacker done, I'll go. You done, Hack?
So yeah, and also the whole thing about him contradicting himself. Well, same. So I want to say it's like just because I say like yeah, better, you may have better business doesn't mean that you don't want this fight. It could mean the exact same thing. You don't want the fight, man, because you think you get something better, something easier. I think that's what he's alluding to. Like, hey, he gets the business side of it, the business aspect, but he's just saying, me as a person, if you want this fight, which will be a good fight, we can make it happen. So I don't think it was like an oxymoronic thing to say or a contradiction. But yeah, I'm letting my plan there though.
Okay, go ahead, Best Videos.
First and foremost, Usyk, I mean, did he have a hairpiece on? Because isn't he usually bald headed? I was like, was this? Because when I first saw it, I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Is that kind of look like him? But I was like, oh shit. But I'll say this: what I've done right now is cross Usyk out of the best of this generation. He went toe to toe with a man, with a kickboxer. So let's take him out. Now we only got Inouye and Benavidez left. Even though I don't think either one of them comparing with Bud, but I just want to say that right now. So we're gonna wipe him out. So that's a good thing that happened last night. Hopefully, those two fall and any arguments that y'all have that Bud's not the best of this generation falls to the dirt. As for Benavidez, I mean, bro, y'all act like he got loads of people to fight. Unless he goes to heavyweight, he don't. It's limited. Y'all act like he can fight. He has a
He got
ton of
more
fights
people to
at
fight
once.
than Jao Pataya do. He's the one that's limited, not Benavidez.
Maybe, but he wants to fight though. He's just coming out saying he wants to fight. Well, why are you blaming him? He said he wants to fight. He's telling Turk and whoever and PBC to get it cracking, get it cracking, get it done. That's
How when he
what
about
Josh
to fight
said.
somebody else though? He about to fight
Huh?
somebody else though.
Who wants to fight
He about,
somebody else?
Jao
ain't
Passager
Josh?
said he had a fight lined up.
Yeah.
Who
So how?
He just said at the beginning of the
Benavidez?
interview. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember at the beginning of the video, he was saying he
They not
was.
listening, child.
All right.
No, go ahead.
He literally opens up about how when they say I want to talk about you right now, about how he got this fight lined up and that fight lined up,
Yep.
and then he plan on fighting this person next, a Billum Smith or somebody. He plan on fighting them next. So he already got a couple of fights lined up that he's trying to
He
make. He's
has
only
2
trying
fights that
to
he's trying
attach
to make.
himself to David Benavidez, and all I want is for people to acknowledge that.
We didn't seen this show so
Yeah,
many times.
but wait, he didn't sign any fights yet, so that fight can still be made as well. So he has options, yes.
I
But
think the
maybe,
point is that he's already proven that that's not his goal next because
yeah.
he's already talked about his talk to
It's
another
not
fight.
proven though. It's not proven. He just said he has options, but he just saying
He
he said
didn't say he
I
had
want to be
options
that.
though.
He didn't
He
say he had an
didn't.
option. He just
He didn't
already
say he
said.
had
Guess what?
options.
If I
Whose
have fights
turn is
lined
it?
up and there's no signature
Oh
on any
my god!
contracts,
All right, that
yeah,
dumb. The clock has started. Here it go. There it go.
yeah. So here's the thing: if I say I have a fight lined up,
Hacker, you already talked.
if I say I have a fight lined up, I haven't signed nothing. It's an option for me. That means I can still make another fight.
You already
So
talked.
that's why
No,
I asked,
but
like,
hacker. That's
Hold
not
on,
what he said, bro. That's not
if
what
he
he
says he
said.
hold
has
on. Let
more
me
than
get
one
let me
fight
get these
lined up,
super chat, y'all. Let me get
that
these
means
super
they're
chat.
not
Shout out
signed.
to Zach in the building with the $10 in the super chat. He says, ladies, salute ladies, all except Clarissa. Yeah, LOL. Shout out Zach in the building with the $10.
Ladies. It's
Man,
been up here. What are you talking about,
Man.
ladies?
Gerber back in the super chat with the
Clarissa, man, they gotta stop with the Clarissa hate.
99 in the super chat. Just showing support to the channel. Gerber back in the super chat. Big support to the channel today. Y'all better catch up. Gerber said, y'all better catch up. He's showing big love to the channel. With the $4.99 in the super chat, he said, this is towards getting anybody who don't make sense off. Shout out to Gerber. Y'all better be on y'all
And
P's and Q's.
the timing
Hey,
could have been better.
the
Yeah,
timing
Y'all
was
better be
perfect, man.
on
Let's
y'all
Hacker
get that
P's
Fun just
and
bounty up.
started,
Q's.
cuz.
Let's get that bounty up.
Shout out to Tim Carey with the $2 in the super chat showing support to the channel. Y'all, thank y'all for all the support to the channel. We are one super chat away from the goal, y'all. I want y'all to give yourselves a round of applause. I want to let y'all know I truly, truly love and appreciate the support to the channel. And I promise I do all that I can to bring y'all a great boxing talk experience. Good boxing talk, common sense boxing talk, logical, bring you the creativity, bring you the great visuals. Just want to make sure y'all have a good time while y'all here. Shout out to Lee Jackson in the super chat with the $5. And he says, Terrence, bad videos. You got to land your plane if the host got to push back on your statement. Shout out to Lee Jackson with the $5 in the super chat. Okay, go ahead.
Also, Terrence, you said that Usyk isn't that good or something, but Usyk beat the guy. I don't understand why you made that comment. Is it because they went a lot of rounds?
He barely
you
beat him.
haven't
Cut it
finished
out,
going
Hacker.
around the
He
panel yet,
stopped him.
Hacker.
He stopped him, and they were tied up to that round, and he had knockdown. So yeah, I think
Do
he
I
beat
got
him.
to be like Rich? Can I speak? Can I talk?
Yeah, like no, you're free, brother.
Can I
You
talk?
can always speak. You're free.
Can I talk?
Good job, man. Good job.
Go ahead. What you got?
All right, and if Hacker open his mouth before the minute is up, he gets sent to the corner. All right. First thing I want to say is it's clear that Jao Batai now they're giving him a script with things to say. Where before he wasn't saying any of this stupid shit that he's saying, sounding like he's not smarter than a fifth grader or not even a third grader. You know what I mean? But it's plain to see. You know what I mean? Since they say, look, Ja, here's the bullet points of what we want you to say before they do the interview with him. And he has some cards that he's looking at and he's reading. And this is where he's getting these statements that doesn't make sense. That's where they're coming from. Because if you look at it, all the fighters over there saying the same stupid shit. Look at Richardson Hitchens. You know what I mean? And Connor Ben. As soon as they get over there, the first thing they start doing is calling people out from the Zuffa Protection Agency. Why they hiding behind the fence? It's ridiculous. They think that's going to be a way that they could get some re-out season cards made up. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because Turkey puts on the fights that he want to see, not what you want to see. Us as boxers, we never going to get the fight that we want to see out of him. And Devin going to have to be going into foreclosure before he signed on the dotted line to fight fucking Ryan Garcia because he's still having PTSD over them left hooks.
Damn.
So
you seen the film? You see the film? You see the video footage? Oh, that's right. You gotta go in the corner. You see the video footage when he was training with James Toney. James Toney was showing them ducking the left hook, throwing pat pat pat, and he'd throw the left hook and Devin a duck. Throw the left hook, Devin a duck. He's trying to get him over that now, but hey. Until he can duck that left hook, he ain't getting in the ring with Ryan. But then again, he's going to have to worry about that right.
Well, so to respond to both what you said, right? So Turkey has put on fights that people wanted to see. Maybe not you in particular. Like Bivalber and Beterbiev 1 and 2 were like one of my favorite fights. And I know a lot of people were expecting that fight. You know, he's put in a number of fights that Crawford versus Canelo. Lots of people wanted to see that fight, and that fight happened. To say that
nobody wants to see that fight.
A lot of people.
I think we're over exaggerating just because we don't. Just because certain people don't want to see, just because you may not want to see it, doesn't mean nobody wants to see it. Because if nobody wants to see it, it won't sold like it's sold. You know, we have to be like very honest about these situations. When it comes to that whole Ryan Garcia situation, it's funny how people always blame Devin for like the fights that happen. Meanwhile, Ryan is fighting Barrios. Ryan is trying to call out Shakur. Ryan is fighting Connor Ben. Nobody ever says, why is Ryan doing that and not trying to make the fight? As the fight doesn't happen, automatically it's Devin's fault.
It might not be Devin's
it go
fault.
both ways.
Be
Ryan ducking
right?
Rolly too.
It could be Turkey. It could be
Turkey
Turkey
Rolly
fight
too.
because Turkey not finna pay him what he want.
Yeah,
So it could be
but
Turkey
no,
fight that Devin ain't fight because it seems like Devin could have fought Ryan. Devin could have fought Conor Ben, but instead they made Conor Ben and Ryan. So
yeah.
I don't know. Like why didn't Turkey come in and pay the guarantee for Devin? Why couldn't Bill and Devin them sell their side of the fight to Turkey and have Turkey cover their expenses
What's
for the fight?
well, I don't think they were in negotiation with Conor Ben, right? So Devin and Conor Ben were never in negotiation. Devin and Rolly were in negotiation for a little
I
bit.
never said they were in negotiations. I'm saying
Yeah,
those two decided to make him. The Turkey decided to make a fight for Ryan and
yeah,
Conor
which is fair.
Ben, and not make anything for Devin right
So
now.
that's not even
So,
my argument. My argument is this, right? Why do we always blame Devin for fighting?
and that's my argument. I'm trying to say that it's probably not Devin's fault. It could be Turkey's fault.
It
That's what
could
I'm
just be
saying.
Ryan. Ryan also wanted to fight those people. Ryan publicly called out Shakur. Ryan's team called out Shakur. You know, like, and they said they were going to 140, and then magically turned around and said they're going to fight 147. Ryan was supposed to fight Rolly again. Ryan turned away from that fight to fight Barrios. Like, Ryan does Ryan, but as soon as Ryan does Ryan, they blame it on Devin.
Well, I'm gonna
Devin
say
can't
this. I'm gonna read these super chats. Maybe Ryan doesn't want to fight Devin, but I just find it hard to believe that somebody doesn't want to fight somebody that they've dropped 7 times. Shout
well,
out to Randall 700 with the $1.99 in the super chat. Shout out to Randall 700. Shout out to Mr. Greg with the 5. And he says we all support your corner. Next we got where we at? Big Dog Willie back in the super chat with the $5. He says Tank of Maniacs. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Shout out to Gerber back in the super chat with the $1.99. He says we breaking the record today. Shout out Gerber in the building. We got Big Dog Willie back in the super chat. He says cherry on top. One more Tank of Maniac. Tank of Maniac. Shout out Big Dog Willie. We got SBG Mello in the super chat with the $5. He says, your support system is super strong. Shout out SBG Mello.
How
We
far
are
away we from
currently
30?
They
6
showing
away. We
out.
are 6 away from breaking the record, y'all. We are 6 away. But
Amen.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Boxing Hacker, and maybe it is. We don't know if it's Devin or if it's Ryan, but I do recall Rolly saying that they had already signed for an immediate rematch, regardless of what happened with the Rolly Ryan fight, and Devin didn't want it. And the reason why that made sense to me is because they promoted that Devin Ryan fight way too hard for it to be based off of who won out of Rolly and Ryan. Because just because he lost to Rolly, that don't mean I can't fight you. What does that have to do with anything? Y'all two completely different fighters. So I do believe that they were supposed to rematch, and I honestly believe that Devin doesn't want that fight right now. Am I saying he don't want it at all? No, but I believe for sure he doesn't want it right now.
so
It's the biggest fight. It's his big. Listen, Ryan Garcia is Devin's legacy fight. That's his legacy fight. That is the biggest fight that Devin Haney can make in his whole entire career. This is the one time where he finally has the attention naturally, not manufactured, of people looking at him and looking forward to him making this fight. Is highly anticipated, and it could possibly be one of the biggest fights of 2026 because as of right now, Javante Tank Davis isn't available. That slot is open right now to make a big, highly anticipated fight. And guess what? Shakur can't do that. Shakur don't have nobody out here right now with that storyline, with that level of anticipation, he don't have that. Keyshawn don't have that. No other boxer really got that going on right now as far as in our sphere, except Devin Haney. And it seems like for some reason he don't want to give the fans that. If Devin was to beat Rolly and Ryan Garcia this year, it'll be nonstop Johnson bouncing, and then it really wouldn't be nobody could say because then you'd be like, oh, he beat Loma, he beat Rolly, he beat Ryan in the rematch after Ryan whooped. He'll have a hell of a story. But for some reason, at this moment in time, he seems to be turning his back against that and crying and hiding behind money.
So you agree with what Rolly said, right? So I actually agree with what Devin said. I believe that more than what Rolly's saying. The reason why is because most times things are contingent on the last thing you do in boxing, right? Like your projections, how much you're gonna make in the fight, are all contingent on the last thing you do in boxing. So, like, if to say that, let's say,
Not with
like,
Turkey Al-Sheikh.
hold on. Well, I think
He giving fighters what they asked for.
not necessarily, because not all fights
No,
he's
now
gonna
you don't.
Turkey's gonna sign what makes sense as well, right? So
Mm.
for instance,
No,
like,
he's not going to sign what makes sense.
yeah,
No, he's
like
not. He just
and
paid T.O. and Shakur $8 to $10 million and made a $3.5 million gate. That shit makes absolutely no sense at all. So let's not do that.
Shakur and Tio three. That's a whole different conversation. I don't even believe that. But like, here's the thing, right? Where when it comes to that situation, like Devin said himself that, and he said this during the ring fight. Like, it wasn't like he said, probably he said during the ring fight that, hey, like the plan is that me and him both win, and then we get to rematch each other under Turkey. And he said this on their card. You know, it wasn't like he did some, like, random interview or nothing. He said on their card, this is what's supposed to happen. And if Ryan was under a different, if Ryan was under a different premise, Ryan could also, like, sue. Like, Ryan could push the buck on that if he really wanted to. If there was actually, if it was like, if it wasn't contingent on him winning or losing. But I'm pretty sure, like, most contracts are gonna be contingent on what you do last, because you can get knocked out completely, and still, and then what happens there? You can be injured for a whole year. What happens there? Like. So I'm pretty sure it's contingent on the last fight. I agree with what Devin said more than I agree with what Rolly said.
Can I say something too soon? Hello?
Yeah, go
Go ahead
ahead.
and speak, G.
Oh, wait. No, I was saying so. Hold on. I was on mute. He had the commercial. He had Devin dressed up like a lawyer. He had all of this stuff going on to promote the fight. He didn't even mention Rolly, really. So that's why I believe that the fight was supposed to be next, regardless of what happened, because they promoted that. Look at Devin. They got Devin dressed up like a lawyer in a lawyer
Yeah,
office.
you can read that. Come on.
They played in this
Sorry,
man's
buddy.
face for that promo.
Man,
They
they
played in
disrespected the
Devin's
hell out of him.
face for that
It's not
promo.
there.
They
That's 2 cents.
disrespected the fuck out of Devin
2 cent
for this
creating that, man.
promo, the card, and everything. So all I'm saying is, I believe that the fight should have been next. I believe that they probably do want the fight, just not right now for whatever reason. I don't know why they
But
stalling, but
why don't you put any emphasis on Ryan not even wanting to fight? Like, I think that, like, why is
Oh,
it
here
only
we
on
go.
Devin's side
We
that
just
people that?
finished
because to
talking
me
about that.
it doesn't make sense for him not to want the fight when I
But you're
just dropped
seeing,
you 7 times.
but you don't see him do things opposite of wanting to fight, right? Like, you've talked to me before about, like, people not doing what they say they want, right? We don't see him try to make other fights. Like, he was literally in the Barrios fights trying to get the Shakur fight. Like, we saw that. Why wasn't he talking about making the Devin fight? His
Because
team.
boxing hacker, Devin is the one who came out and said Ryan is playing too much, acting like he's the A side. I'm moving on. That is why he started making other arrangements, and it was Shakur that was calling out Ryan. You need to get your story straight.
No, Shakur.
The
No,
fact that y'all
Shakur,
stood up here
Shakur
and
wasn't
can't
the
never
one.
say that the man is wrong in any situation lets me know that y'all are not objective and y'all are not honest.
Wait, so wasn't Shakur's team this year? Shakur has talked about making the Ryan fight in the past, but as far as the Barrios fight, it was actually it started with Ryan's dad. Ryan's dad said he wanted to fight. He wanted the Shakur fight at 140, like, and then it was Ryan that sort of like started co-signing that fight. So it wasn't Shakur this year. What you're referring to is like last year when the year that, like, Ryan went through that whole suspension. He said that he will fight Ryan.
Bro,
Oh
he
And
said
that's
he
what
didn't want the fight because Ryan was acting like he was the A side and all this other shit, so they moved on.
Yeah, and another thing to add to that, it wasn't just the thing about the A side. Oh, he acting like he's the A side. We just saw it's so crazy. Like, oh, we're not. Reason why people are not putting as much on Ryan not wanting to fight, because Ryan wasn't the initial person saying he didn't want the rematch. Right after the whole debacle, Ryan was like, "Oh, we can go to the ring again. I'll show you." Blah blah blah. And Devin's the one that went on national television saying that he would never fight him again. Blah 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 blah. Fast forward, Devin has been matched. His name has been linked to. He's been linking his name with multiple people outside of Ryan for the last few months, and he was just in a negotiation with Rolly. So why wouldn't Ryan go look at somebody else or whatever?
And Ryan was last on his list.
Right, so like it's like if anything, it's crazy because like everybody been like, oh, Taney, we need to rematch, and if you don't do well, okay, shouldn't Devin be really going after Ryan? And we've seen how Devin call people out and attach his name to people, and all this other stuff. He's talking about Boots more than Ryan. He ain't even in the same division. He was just calling out Boots. Before that, he was talking about Shakur. He hit the rooms with Shakur. He's always linking to himself to somebody else. Well, before Ryan even fought Barrios. So that's the thing. Like they both have. And at the end of the day, if I'm gonna believe anybody when it comes to Rolly and Devin and what they say, I'm gonna go with the guy who has not gotten caught lying to the public at least 2 or 3 times, and that's Rolly. I'm not saying that Devin ain't never.
Well, he got caught.
He's been caught in a lie so many times.
All right, look, let me show y'all this video. I want to know what y'all think. Hold on.
Wait,
Let me share
Ryan
my
got
screen.
caught cheating, right?
No, she's
Isn't
talking about
that
Rolly.
working so he has integrity?
No, she's
So
talking
he
about
don't
Rolly.
lie.
She said Rolly, not Ryan. Rolly.
Oh, I thought she said Ryan.
No, she said Rolly.
Rolly's just a bum. I don't know why he keep talking about
He a
that.
bum and he want to fight.
He's a bum.
All right, I want y'all to look at this video. Y'all remember Dana Teofimo was supposed to sign with Zuffa? I don't think that happened.
Insane. You guys have a seat. Make yourselves at home.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Dana,
Watch
Hunter,
this.
how you guys feeling?
Watch when Dana White
You good?
walk on stage.
Yeah. Gonna put these on.
How he do
How you like going to the Apex?
This is crazy, Dana. What's up, Dana? Crazy this is
Y'all see
happening,
how
huh?
he just curved Theo? Y'all see how Dana just curved Theo? I don't know if Theo going to Zuffa, y'all.
Yeah, he gave him the swerve.
Well, I thought y'all said
Theo
Zuffa
going
was
to
I'm not gonna
Turkey.
pay his talking to that yet, you know.
Isn't it Turkey's decision?
But
I mean,
also
who is it? Is it Dana or Turkey? Zuffa? Which one?
But to respond to what you said, Jupe, so yeah, you said that.
We talking about something else, though.
Oh my God!
Hold on, no, just to respond to what you said. Hold on, hold on.
You
So
can't.
what y'all think about that slight from Turkey? Hold on, what do y'all think about that slight from Dana? Y'all think that has any indication on kind of what's going on with him and Zuffa?
No.
Well, you know what? It's hard to gauge
No, I
because
don't think
Dana
so.
has never been like super friendly to any fighter. Like that's why I don't get why people line up to be with him. So
he disrespect them like that, Jupe?
Yes,
I
he
think he
always
just didn't
has.
see him. I
He's
thought he
never
just.
been really respectful of fighters.
My
in
snagger,
general.
don't make me kick you off of here, nigga.
I think no, really. I think he just saw the guy right in front of him. He didn't see Theo try to get up and
He see Theo right there. What are you talking about?
Oh my!
I think he saw the big ass dude walking in
Mike
front of
Hacker,
him.
he don't see Theo. He don't see Theo
I
boxing.
don't think he has anything to do with a contract. He said he's on the stage together.
Mike Hacker, he don't see Theo boxing. Theo standing up to shake his hand. Theo is showing this man respect. If this is how Dana White treat his fighters, them boxers are in trouble.
You know what you said? Think about it. Even with the UFC, when have you really heard him talk positively on the fighter? Like if they making him a little money, he'll say, even the guys making money, he was never been. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's talked positive about a lot of people.
I know, but I was in mid sentence, bro. You see how you cut the floor?
Hold on, don't cut them off. Y'all stop cutting each other off. Go ahead, Jupe.
It's crazy. What I'm saying is, even if you look at the UFC days, like he's never been super like friendly, respectful to his fighters. He acts as though, he doesn't treat them like, hey, you're the star of the show, you're making me money. No, the dynamic is not the way it goes in boxing. So in this case, could it be, because of that? It could be, but also because he's just not really respectful of fighters in the first place. So it could be either one.
Damn. You know what? And you know what that you say that? And it's like men with hoes. Like they giving you all this money to do something, like it's not gonna make them respect you more. So they seeing how all these boxers is running and jumping and being unloyal and all this other stuff to whoever they with for this money. Like I don't think Dana White respects kind of being with that shit he pulled with Eddie Hearn, right? Like because they see how disloyal you are. Like all it takes is some money. Like some people don't respect that. Like I don't think Turkey respects you niggas because he giving y'all all this money and y'all doing whatever the fuck he telling y'all to do.
And I don't even think it's that much money. I don't. I think
I don't know. I think
respect that. And so when
people
people always be like, "Oh, it's for the bag, it's for the bag," I mean, I get that, but that's not always the respectable thing to do. Now, if you don't give a fuck about real respect and self-respect and all that, that's on you to decide. But I'm just pointing out that that's not always the respectable thing to do. Shout out to all things in the super chat with the $2 super chat supporting the channel, another $2 super chat supporting the channel, and one more super chat supporting the channel. He said we're gonna get that goal today. We had 27 super chats, so we need 3 more super chats to hit the goal. So shout out to all things for helping us reach that.
I mean, I
But
think
so and if he signed to Zuffa, and this is how Dana White gonna treat you in public, bruh.
He has
Because Dana White he's gonna demand you respect him. He's gonna demand you respect him.
I think people read too much into it. Like, I mean, Dan's been get cool with a lot of people at UFC. Like, he's been cool with Khabib, Islam. He's been cool with a lot of people. It's not like to say he doesn't like fighters. No, I don't really take much stock of this situation right now. I think maybe it's just it might be something, but like I can't like I'm not gonna say like they're not gonna work together because he didn't dap him up when he walked on stage.
I said, do you think? I didn't say they weren't going to work together. I said,
no,
do you
that's
think?
what I'm saying. That's my opinion. I don't think so. And when it comes to like people not respecting people based on them getting money because they're paying because of the payouts they take. Everybody does it. Like all these promoters do the same thing. So like all
Boxing
these
Hacker will catch his girlfriend in bed with another man and say she wasn't treated.
I said some people. Go ahead.
Respond to everything.
Yeah, bro. He'll catch her in mid-stroke and be like, I don't believe it.
Was she forced in the bed? Was she kidnapped?
They're going crazy out here.
Let me get one mic. Let me get one mic. Hey, hold on. Let me say this real quick. It's 57 people in here. I should have this been a great show. I'm 50 minutes over time. Punch the like and subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. And Boxing Hack, you made me forget what I was going to say. Let me get a like check. I should have 100 likes by the time I get off the live. Go ahead, Boxing Hack, land your point.
So you're saying like all these people do the same thing. Like we can say that they don't respect like fighters to like promoters to commission bodies. They're just price tags. If you ain't winning, guess what? You could be a golden boy all you want. If you ain't winning, they're not gonna keep you. If you could be with Eddie Hearn all you want. If you ain't winning, they're not gonna put money into you.
That has nothing to do with predatory contracts.
So when it comes to the respect, yeah, they respect you because hey, they respect that you're an entity that they're gonna get money off of. Let's be real. So let's not act like these guys are Turkey's not gonna respect them because they're they didn't do anything for money. Like it's the same thing all across the board. The only difference here is like you're comparing one business versus the other. That's the only difference. But as far as how the fighters are treated as price tags or whatever, it's the same thing.
Don't Turkey throw reporters in jail.
Yes.
And I know for sure he don't respect women, so I don't know what the fuck.
Yes, and guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Ngannou was winning. Jones was winning. Yeah. Like this is not when it comes to Dana in MMA. A lot of those fighters, even when they had good records, were trying to leave boxing. What he's doing is trying to stop that exit because MMA was starting to bleed. The fighters were trying to come to boxing to make real money. And he was showing disrespect. He's argued with the undefeated champions. He's had issue. Yeah, he's cool with you until he's not. Until you buck him or you question him. Even when it ain't got nothing to do with you losing. He's done it to fighters who were undefeated. If you lost, still made money. It didn't matter. So it's not the same thing. And it's not another thing. It's not the same thing. Nobody in boxing has a $300+ million antitrust lawsuit settlement that they have to pay out to fighters. It's only Dana, so it's not the same thing. That's not an opinion. That's not debatable. It's a fact.
Yeah. So when it comes to the $300 million lawsuit situation, I think that's a whole different argument you're coming up with, right? So what we're talking about is how fighters are treated versus in one company to the next, right? Yes, Dana does have issues with people that make money, but so do other promoters in the sanctioned bodies, right? We see Shakur and the WBC go at it. We see Carter Ben and Eddie Hearn go at it. We see Forget Oscar De La Hoya and what's his name, Virgil Ortiz go to court. We see Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya go to court. It's all the same. It's all the same situation.
That's
What
not
I'm
what we're
saying at the
referring
end
to.
of it is
That's not
because,
what we're
like you
we're
said,
not talking about
like you
people going at
hold
it.
on, like you stated.
That's a false
That,
equivalency.
hold on, like you stated.
Oh, now you don't want to be interrupted.
Yeah, well, it's still my time, right?
Oh.
So,
Come on, one mic.
like you stated prior that hey, that there are fighters that like he has issues with that make money. You're right, but also everywhere else the same thing happens, right? So let's not ignore that fact. At the end of the day, it's the same thing across the board. The only difference, like I said, is how we're comparing the two businesses. It's not about like, oh, he's not gonna respect the fighters. A lot of them, do you think the promoters care? The promoters care if you're winning, like how much you're worth as an entity. That's what they care about. That's the true bottom line, and that's what people neglect to see. I'll stop right there.
All right, let me get these super chats. Shout out to Gerber with the $1.99 in the super chat. Shout out to Mr. Greg with the $2 in the super chat. He say we going to get that goal. Shout out to Gerber with the $4.99 in the super chat, just showing support to the channel. Randall back in the super chat with the $1.99, just showing support to the channel. And shout out to Gerber back in the super chat with my favorite color, orange. He says, Jay, your favorite color. Thank you for your knowledge. Shout out to Gerber for the $19.99 in the super chat. And for those of you that are wondering, we have officially broke the record today. 32 super chats for today, and we still got a little bit more time left.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody that supported the channel. This has been a fun time. This has been a fun live today. It's a lot of stuff to talk about today. I couldn't have got it all done in 2 hours. But we're gonna go around the panel. We're gonna give everybody about a minute and a half to get their final 2 cents off. We're gonna start with you, Boxing Hacker. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh, okay. So first, I'll salute you, 2 cents. Yeah, I mean, to me, I just feel like when it comes to this whole Zuffa situation, I always feel like people are overreacting. At the end of the day, like, fighters are gonna go where it makes sense and what's gonna pay them the most. And I think that's probably the best, probably the best thing to do at the end of the day. And Zuffa is giving them the right incentive. They're gonna sign with them, and I think that's their main game plan. Now, is that gonna become a blocker for like certain fights to happen? It could, but there's always an avenue to it, right? Like I said, you still have Turkey, who, like I said, works with everybody. He's an independent, and from my perspective, what they're probably trying to do is make the ring belt be the overarching belt over everything. Because when you're the ring champion, it doesn't matter where you're from. You're just that number one guy. So I think that's the play, but it's to say that like, hey, these fights can still be made. So just because they signed to Zuffa doesn't mean they can't fight. Somebody else from like who isn't signed to Zuffa. And also, we don't know how these contracts are that they're signed to either. Like a lot of times, people act like they're signed exclusively to Zuffa, right? But then you see differences in the like you can see a difference. Like they get paid off the pay scale, so obviously their contract's a little bit different than the average Zuffa fighter's contract.
All right.
With that, I'm done. But salute to you, 2 cents. Congrats on your goal.
All right. Shout out Boxing Hacker. Jab Queen Boxing, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh, great show. I don't know. I mean, Jal Batai, I'm not really sure his angle or why it is all of a sudden that he's trying to paint that he does have some sort of stuff or like he's difficult to make a fight with, that this really doesn't track with Benavidez and who he is as a boxer. He's one of the very few boxers who does not any smoke and steps up to challenge anybody who's willing to challenge him. So that whole narrative really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We talked about the Floyd Mayweather situation. I mean, listen, Money May gonna play all day, I guess. I don't know.
He ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, he needs to get his house in order for sure. But we'll see. I mean, I know he owes the IRS money. I know this latest thing came out with the child support situation. Other lawsuits that he has in the works on the table, I don't know, plus the 3 exhibitions he got going on. Who knows? Yaya Mayweather out here acting a fool. Who the hell knows? The fight last night was pretty decent. The upcoming cards, I really can't wait to see Oshaki Costa versus Ford. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate it.
All right, Jab Queen Boxing, appreciate you for coming up. Thank you for your great insight. Always a great time when you come on the panel. Be more bully. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, my final 2 bits. Get it? 2 cent, 2 bits. 2 cent, like, that's not funny. All right, my final 2 bits. Damn, I said it again. All right. I want to say that this this weekend was okay fights. You know what I mean? Um, that whole that man, I just don't like Turkey cards. I don't like his cards. You know what I mean? I just don't like his fights. Just don't like them. It's nothing that I want to see. You know, it doesn't relate to me. There's none of my favorite fighters or fighters that I'm even interested in fights on those
It's all them
cards.
UK fighters be more bully. I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
saying.
because UK fighting is it's not exciting to me. I don't feel it. There's nothing there. It's just and the commentators. Oh man, the commentators are god awful. They are awful. I mean, severely awful. It's ridiculous. These guys. Seriously. That's why I listen. I listen. I don't even listen to them. I had the volume turned down, and I watched the fight. You know what I mean? That's why I say something was off with this fight with Usyk in there. You know what I mean? I thought he just took his time and just wanted to fight a couple rounds out of it. Then he said, "All right, let me go ahead and get him out of here." You know. And when he turned up in the 10th round, near the middle of the round, I was like, "Okay, now you turning it up." The guy was open for an uppercut the whole fight. He was open for a lot of uppercuts, a lot of punches the whole fight. It seemed like Usyk, he wasn't even really throwing his normal jab at him. You know, that's why I thought this fight was rigged, whereas though Usyk carried him until it was
Yep.
time for him to put him out. And I hear people saying it was a good fight. Pop, Usyk gotta be. I was like, yo, that's the narrative they trying to paint. That's the narrative that they're trying to paint for you. That Usyk lost this fight into the last seconds and got a miraculous knockout on this guy. When to me it wasn't that. I saw exactly what it was. That's the narrative they painted for everybody. You know what I mean? Now it's this. Now they look at the scorecards, and you see that the fight was closer than anybody thought. Oh, they was getting ready to rob him. They was getting ready to rob that guy. He should get a. He should get a rematch. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all don't see this? Or is it just me? You know what I mean? Turkey wanted to go ahead and get it. Now Turkey like, oh, I like this fight. It was good. It was, oh man, come on. They want to do a rematch with this guy again? Are you kidding me? Or are they just going to go ahead and have Usyk lose the belt when he go and fight this other guy that popped in the ring? I don't know who most of these European heavyweights are, or these British heavyweights are. I don't know them, don't recognize them. Don't know who they are. The only one I know is Moses and Fury, who should be retired and never fight again. Never, ever, 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 ever fight again. You know what I mean? AJ, he got a couple punches left. You know what I mean? But all these other guys, except for Moses, one who I seen fight, and I'm like, okay, I like him. He got something about him. You know what I mean? But I'm like, man, come on. You know, let's just be for real. The heavyweight division will never ever get back to being the way it was. The heavyweight division was the gold standard at one point. Now, it's not even bad crypto. And that's sad.
All right, all right, all right. Shout out Be More Bully. Thank you for coming up.
All right. Peace and
All
blessings,
right.
y'all.
Peace
All
and
right.
blessings. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, boxing has finally completely become a soap opera. You got boxers doing confessionals like they do on reality TV, setting up storylines. You have the spectacle like we did today, which is yesterday, I should say, and that's what Turkey LSC, I think, and how they promote.
That was literally the name of that card, Mr. Greg.
Mm-hmm. That's what they want. They want us to look at all the sparkle. They want to look at the explosions, the fireworks. And if you see the fight and you like it, okay, but that's not the issue to me anymore. The fight with Usyk, I think that's good for him. He needed to be scared of losing his title, and I think if more fighters realize, I don't care who it is you're going to fight, it's always that probability that you're going to look like you lost and that you may lose. So waiting around and trying to find the easiest fight because your manager people are telling you that, it's not always the wise decision. That's never been not true. It's always happened. It's always been some Cinderella stories that have taken place in boxing, and that won't stop either. Overall, this is what we're watching. We're part of the soap opera now. We get the chance to talk about it. We get to analyze it, ridicule it, talk about it, and expose it. We all part of the game now, and you got somebody who's playing the ringmaster, and it's not us. So this is what boxing is, hopefully, however, these next 18 months, and I'm saying 18 months because there's a lot of moving parts taking place with all of the little entities. There's investigations going on. So you never know what actually is going to get shaken out from all of this. As far as Mayweather is concerned, I've said it once, I hope they can sort this mess out before it gets too bad for him. And if the feds are in any way involved, even if it's not because he's done something wrong, when they start digging into all of your transactions, your finances, they may find stuff that you didn't know was going on that could still jam you up. So I don't wish that on him. I know he can be extra, but I don't wish that on him. I hope they can fix that, and I hope he's learning a valuable lesson of not being so. I hate calling somebody stupid, but it's stupid what's happening to him. It really is. So that's kind of all I got, really. Until next week, I'll talk with you then. And I'm glad that you got your goal.
Yes, me too. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the 2 centers that was able to help me reach that. Not only did we reach the goal, we broke the record.
Yeah. Yes,
shout out to y'all. We got a new record, 32. 32 super chats. That's the new record.
Hopefully I got you some more fans earlier this weekend when I was out at dinner, because I was telling you, I had the waiters. They asked me a question, and we started talking about boxing, and I came onto your channel. So hopefully they'll start, because they knew a little bit about boxing. So I said, "What do y'all going on? This, that, and other?" And I said, "Let me go on one of the platforms that go on," and that's when I called you and said, "I got the waiters watching you."
Okay. Awesome. Appreciate it, Greg, for spreading the word.
Yes.
We casual friendly over here, so this is definitely a good place for the casuals to start.
Well, that's a good place then. Anyway, so I enjoyed the chat tonight, this evening. It was fun. So I'll see you next time. Take care, Jude.
I'll see you next time. Jude, close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, thanks for having me. Great show so far. The whole show was great. Thanks for having me as usual. Congrats on breaking the record. I want to start by just saying, people disagreeing and having the back and forth is not the same thing as disrespect. I just want to clarify that, right? So I just think sometimes when we're having discussions where people are using false equivalencies, what I mean by Dana is like literally everyone the majority of people who've been working for him for about a decade now have said the same thing. Shakur Stevenson being upset with the WBC over a rule that they chose to enforce that's been on their books for years is not the same thing. That's not disrespect. That's agreeing with the rule. So I just want to clarify that. So yeah, it's like, oh, everybody does it. No, they don't. They don't do it. And that's why he's had the issues he's had with his fighters. But I want to just say this whole weekend was just like they said, it was the weekend of spectacle. And it's so interesting to me because the same people who were like, oh, we tired of spectacle, we want pure boxing, we want the best to fight the best. I haven't even heard the term best fight the best in so long now. it's like everyone just kind of like moved, like, just moved the goalposts. And now like we got some slop this weekend. It was some slop, but no one complained about it because it wasn't, it depended on what entity is putting it on. Just like I was looking at in the chat, to saying how people are saying, oh, this fight's fixed. Instead of people saying, oh man, this is wrong, Turkey needs to fix that, or this entity needs to fix that, they're like, oh, well, other people did it. Well, PBC did it. Top Rank has done it before. It's like that just
like any other game.
That just shows you that.
I know. Yeah, but like how? They have like a bunch of things.
You going in and out, Drew?
Oh, I'm going in and out. My bad.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. So I just think it's so funny that people are doing that. Like, it's because when we've seen fights that we think are fixed before, we blame that entity and we were upset about it. But that doesn't happen anymore. Everybody just kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter. But Usyk, I don't really care because he shouldn't even been in that fight. I don't understand why people weren't even upset about that fight being made. I hope we don't have to endure a rematch, but we'll see. And when it comes to like this whole Jao Patai thing, that's the thing I really want to dig into. Jao Patai, it's so crazy that people are saying, oh, well, he wants to fight. He said he wants to fight. We're adults. We know that actions speak louder than words. We do listen to what you're going to say, but at the end of the day, you left traditional boxing for Zuffa. They told you what their plans were. And now you're saying, and now people's rebuttal is that, oh, but it can be made through Turkey, through the ring belt. Benavidez does not have to go back to an entity that literally that prevented him from getting Smith and tried to pigeonhole him. Why does he have to keep doing Turkey favors? He doesn't have to do that. He's the A side. He just took over Canelo's weekend. He's the one who's been building his fan base. He's been taking on all these challenges. He's been doing the hard work. So if Jao Patai wants to fight him, he has to go to PBC or whatever Benavidez says. And now Jao has even less wiggle room because not only are you not part of traditional boxing anymore, you went to an entirely different league. You no longer you don't have a belt. And you're not, let's be real, Jao Patai is a good fighter, but it is it's a hardcore fight. It's not some huge fight. Jao Patai name is bigger than Zerdo's. It's really it. I mean, he has his his entity. I get it. He got his fans or whatever, but it's not it's not like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on all this money because I didn't fight Jao Patai. No, you literally have less to offer Benavidez than you did before, and people are still trying to get Benavidez to capitulate to him. He doesn't have to. He can just go to ring or not. Everyone doesn't have to go. Turkey works for everybody.
On top of, not to cut you off, Jupe, because you cooking, Chef Jupe RD. On top of you lying, saying he don't want to be undisputed. I got 2 belts. That was egregious to me. I can't believe like somebody needs to call him out. He needs to be called out on that before people start running around repeating that.
Right, and I appreciate you for calling that out because at the end of the day, what do you mean you got 2 belts? You don't have a belt. You are in a whole nother system. It's just no different. You might as well be in MMA or UFC for all we care. Like that's the entity you're in. You're not a factor anymore. So if you want to fight him, well, it's easy to make. Okay, then why don't you have your belt? So at the end of the day, like every rebuttal has to do with Benavidez having to capitulate to someone who, one, is not a bigger moneymaker or get more views than him. 2, has no belt to offer. Like, what does he have except for a fight that we would like to see? Benavidez even said, even though I don't know if he should do this, he even talked about potentially going back to 175. He can potentially go up. He can potentially stay where he is. He has options. What are we talking about here? And it's crazy to me that, like, imagine this is like me. Okay, imagine you say, you know what? I don't want to work at this. I don't want to work at M&M company anymore. And then you leave the company, and then you're mad that you don't get the same benefits, the same benefit package, because you went to a different company and your new company doesn't offer that. That's on you. And this is what I said. For everybody who was pro Zuffa, pro Turkey, y'all, what the problem is that y'all made y'all bed and y'all don't want to lie in it. This is the reality. And you want to change reality and have everybody conform to fit Zuffa and Turkey. No, he doesn't have to accommodate them. And I'm sorry, I don't care. There's no way you're gonna be saying, "Oh, no one believes that Benavidez is ducking anybody," especially after we saw both their last performances. No one believes that. You have a hard day in hell trying to sell that narrative. The only people who will carry it are the people who will just say anything. So I just think that was ridiculous to lie and say I got 2 belts. It's I don't even want to hear from Jabba anymore. At this point, Zuf is a separate entity. If they later down the line figure out a way, whatever. But no, I don't think I've even watched the full Zuffa card before. It is what it is. People just got to accept that this is what y'all wanted. Y'all got what y'all wanted, and now y'all mad and want everybody to bend and twist to accommodate you. That's on y'all. Hopefully, Usyk will eventually fight Caballero. We can get some type of action out of that. When it comes to Floyd, because I didn't get a chance to really say anything about that, but real quickly, I'm just gonna say, Floyd. I find it really interesting that now that he's suing someone else. Because the last time when he had the lawsuit against Showtime, everyone couldn't stop talking about it. Remember 2 Cent?
It wasn't even this time. It was Al.
Oh, because they could link it to Al. But now that you're saying that he's having legal issues all over the place, everybody's mute. Isn't that funny? It's almost as if maybe it's him. Maybe all his problems started after he left Al.
Facts.
But no one got anything to say now. Yeah, and I do feel bad because at the end of the day, I know Floyd as a person, people may or may not like him, but that man worked hard for everything he has, and to lose it like that, it's got to be it's sad. If this is what's really happening, I don't know. I'm not gonna ever pray on nobody's downfall, but it does seem like the minute he separated from Al Heyman and PBC, everything went left, and maybe because he doesn't have the financial literacy. Which is understandable because you're a boxer your whole career. That's why you get people who trustworthy in your corner. But I just think it's funny that the minute Ellaby and the people that you were initially around left, suddenly everything went down. And now you might be forced to fight, forced to come back, and you're getting older. So it's like it's just all bad. And I hate this is happening. Also, Devin fans, y'all supposed to be on Turkey's butt. Like, it's crazy that y'all just sitting here. Y'all worry about everybody. Y'all defending him. I don't like what he doing, Devin. And y'all just gonna ignore it. I don't know if he paying y'all what's going on with this Turkey situation, but y'all, because he did that boy dirty, and he was literally put like he's taunting Devin at this point. Why would you put him right here next to Ryan like that?
Well, I guess he's taunting Ryan Garcia because he's the one that don't want the fight allegedly.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, which is crazy. It's crazy, but at the end of the day, they're gonna say what they say. At the end of the day, Jai Patel, I ain't trying to hit nothing from you, and I like Jai, but that interview irritated me.
He's not violent.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but that's all I got. Thank you, 2 Cent. Great show.
All right.
Congratulations on breaking your goal.
Shout out to Juke. Great when Juke always come up. Juke, appreciate you coming up. Definitely always love your boxing knowledge and the insight that you bring and provide to the channel. I don't know if you know this, but you're definitely a huge fan favorite. Jab Queen Boxing, Key with the T. They love when we all come together and do 2 Cents Boxing Ladies Night. The fellas, they love it. The boxing world, they love it. Ladies, listen, we got the best boxing talk shows on the internet right now. Argue with yourself. Argue with yourself. We got the unfiltered, logical, common sense, honest boxing talk. We're going to stand on what we got to say. We're not trying to be unbiased and straddle the fence. We're going to let you know what we're thinking and why we think that. You don't got to agree. You don't got to agree. Just let me know what you're thinking and why you think that. But sometimes you got to just let the common sense and the logic, you got to let it come through. But decent fights this weekend. We had the Glory and Gaza card. We had a couple of regional fights this weekend. And if you haven't already seen this is the upcoming fights. Y'all can go ahead and screenshot that if you need to. I want to thank everybody for joining me today on the 2 Cents Boxing Sunday review show. I'll be live again Tuesday. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I don't think I made it yet. I'll be live again Tuesday for 2 Cents After Dark. Y'all make sure y'all come through. Hit me on the 2 Cents After Dark, where we just speak about it's open panel basically. It's an open panel show. We may start off talking about boxing. We may talk about boxing the whole time. We may talk about the civil rights movement. We may talk about pyramids in Egypt. We may talk about real estate. You just never know where the conversation may go because my audience is diverse. So we talk about a lot of different topics, high IQ conversations over here. We not we're not doing the I want to say something positive. We're not doing the low IQ conversations over here. We're using common sense and logic to make decisions and formulate opinions and things over here. Shout out to all the two citizens in the chat. Big super shout out to everybody that supported the channel today. We were able to reach the Cash App goal of 32 super chats. We set an all-time new record. So we're at an all-time high with 32 super chats in one episode. We just smashed that record. Shout out to everybody that supported in the chat. I hope you guys really truly enjoy the show. I hope you guys really and truly enjoy the new setup. If you're listening to the replay, let me know and drop it below what you think about the new setup. If you like it, if you don't like it, whatever the case may be, just let me know. And listen, I got some new videos up. So y'all make sure y'all go check out my new videos. I think I put up 3 new videos. So y'all make sure y'all go check out the videos. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.